Yo, we are back. DPS podcast, back again. Episode 146. That's Damage Per Second podcast, and I am your host, Slow Mo Backslap. Here with my co-host, Mr. Gaming Forte. Forte, say what's up.
Y'all like that? You like that? You like those Starfield reviews? You like that?
Yeah, okay. A little loud. Okay.
Hey.
Just a little much, a little something. Okay.
That was for you. That was for you Washington football team people out there. You like that?
Washington. Oh, Kirk Cousins. I got you. Yeah. Okay. We have a very, very interesting show today. It's going to be a lot that we have to get into and talk about. And by the end of it, I don't know how if there's going to be very many people who are going to be totally happy with all of our opinions, but it is what it is.
You got some hot takes, Lobo?
I mean, not necessarily hot takes. Honestly, it's not. Look, it's takes. Okay, I got takes. Hey, I don't think they hot takes. Some people might think they hot takes. Some people might think I'm clout chasing. I got called a clout chaser today.
Really?
Yeah, we'll get into it. But no, how you been, bro? How's it going, man?
I've been good, man. Today's happy Bethesda Starfield Day. It's great. I literally sold one copy of it right at 8:00 when we closed at my store. My man was like, "Can I still get my copy of Starfield?" Sure can. He's like, "You about to go home and play?" I said, not till like 11:30, 12 o'clock, depending on how graciously my co-host gets us out of here today. But I just been working, looking at Twitter. Twitter's been real funny today. Watched a lot. I watched a lot of reviews today. Like, this is probably the most reviews I have watched for a game. I think this is like the only time I watched a review, probably in the last 2 years on a game. Like, I haven't really I don't look at reviews of games because I could care less. If I want to play the game, I'm going to play it. I don't care about anybody else's their real like opinions on it. But I know this is like the zeitgeist when it comes to like what everybody's expecting, and everybody wants to know everybody's opinion. So I was like, let me go see what some of my friends talked about. So I probably watched 2 or 3 hours, like listened at work. I watched ACGs. I listened to the Iron Lords. I watched Rand. It was a lot of time watching reviews and stuff. So that was kind of what my day was.
I watched Rand's review. I haven't watched ACGs yet. That's still in the queue to take care of. I like ACG's reviews. I always look when there's a game I'm interested in. I like how thorough he is. So it's good to just get a second opinion. Usually,
I like how he cusses. I like how he cusses in his reviews because he don't care.
I mean, well, look, when you buy the game yourself too, and you don't really care about whether you get a review copy or not, you can do that.
Yes, sir.
I don't let reviews determine what games I'm going to play, but I do like to see like the consistencies among people who didn't talk to one another but came to the same conclusion about a game, so they kind of give me an idea of what to look out for, what to look for. But we're definitely going to get into that a little bit later. So I know some of the games you've been playing. What have you been up to this week, man?
Outside of a game that we have a topic on, and then outside of a little bit of Destiny here and there, I started playing Final Fantasy 7 Intergrade on PC because I just wanted. Oh yeah, because I got it during the actually I bought it. Yeah, I actually bought it at the same time when I bought Remnant. So I bought it, at the same time. They had like a really, really good deal on it, so I bought them both. And I'm really, really enjoying ultra wide, more than 60 frames per second, fluid gameplay. It feels really good, by the way.
Now, did you have to play it in DX11 mode, or did they fix the DX12 mode?
Nope, I still had to play. I had to play at DX11.
Yeah, and that's what's concerning me about Square doing their port for Final Fantasy 16 and eventually Rebirth on PC. Is that like ever since they lost Nixus to Sony, their ports have been beyond poor. They went from having some of the best ports, like Guardians of the Galaxy is a really good port. Final Fantasy 15, crap game. but very, very high quality port. They went from having really good ports to just absolute trash ports, where they're doing things that Microsoft told them not to do, that, you know, in regards to their implementation of DX12, and it's just like, why they're so incompetent. I am somewhat happy that, well, I mean, incompetent in PC ports, that I am somewhat happy that they, with all the poor performance of the game in DX12, that they did the game as a DX11 game with a DX12 wrapper, which Microsoft does not suggest you do for a complex game. And
oh, by the way, to answer your question, I am looking at the I'm looking at the infamous start screen for Starfield, so it definitely works.
Oh, good.
But let me exit out of this, because I don't want this to take away from this amazing show that we're gonna have today, because I definitely want to play, but I'm gonna cut that off until the show is over.
Good for you. Good for us, actually. We want you to be distracted.
Good for us. And I was speaking of which, I was just looking at the settings. And I love how they got motion blur turned on, and I'm like, that's the first thing to go.
Yeah, and we will talk about some of that settings and performances and stuff like that too, because apparently that's a little bit of a topic as well. Right. You know, it is looking very rough for some hardware PC build configurations. So I mean, we'll see what's up. I think there is a well, we'll get into it later on, because I don't want to talk too much on that in particular. Before we do that, I did want to talk about a couple of games that we played before we got into like gaming news stuff. Well, one is a game I played that came out this week, and that game is Sea of Stars. You heard of that one, right?
Yeah, I have it downloaded on Game Pass, but I didn't get a chance to start it because of the second topic we have here, and I'm going to start playing that. Actually, I don't know when I'm going to start playing it, because now Starfield's out, but I do have it installed on my PC, so I'm definitely really interested to see what you got to say about it.
Yeah, well, it's a old school look, visual look, you know, top down, old school RPG, like Super Nintendo days kind of look RPG. I'm still very, very early in the game. I may only got like 30 minutes in it, so the best I can say is impressions, but barely that, right? But it has some elements that remind me of Chrono Trigger, which is, of course, my favorite game of all time. So for me, that's always a bonus, and it really just tells me that I gotta evaluate how I'm going to do the games I'm playing for the rest of the year. I've been putting Chained Echoes off. Chained Echoes and Sea of Stars are going to be a much bigger priority going forward, because I want to beat both of those games before Spider-Man 2 comes out. So that's definitely going to be a focus for me. But this game's cool. It's very, you know, the difference between this and say something like Chained Echoes is that, like, Chained Echoes it's got a little bit of more mature of a story, where this is a little bit more the speed of, I mean, like, I think a kid could probably, like a teenager could play this and be, you know, following along. It's not too complicated or anything like that, or too mature, but it takes there's these two kids, you can choose which one you want to control. There's a girl and a boy, and they are graduating from this school of magic, and you do a flashback, like you're in the midst of doing this challenge that's like their graduation, and then in the midst of that, like, you'll do a flashback to how they started at the school and everything. It's very, very early on, but I in the very little like kind of tutorial phase of the turn-based battle system, I can already tell where the foundation is and where they're going to build off of it from. So I like it so far. I'm enjoying it. You said you want to get into it, but Starfield's probably going to take up too much of your time.
I haven't. Well, that's the funny thing. I haven't downloaded on my laptop because that's probably what I'm gonna get a chance. So I'm just gonna probably log in probably while at work sometimes when ain't doing nothing, probably on a lunch break or something, just load in and play like an hour while I'm on break or something. But I have it installed on there. I know I have some stuff coming up where I won't be at home a little bit. So that's probably when I'll get a chance to really play, because I want to see how Starfield runs on my laptop. I'm not too... I don't know if it's going to hit 60 frames without me having to neuter all the settings to get there. But yeah, I'm definitely going to give it a go. But yeah, September is going to be a little rough to kind of get into it. But I do have it installed on Xbox and on my my laptop. And that's the first thing I noticed, like the aesthetic of it. I love the aesthetic of the game because one of like my favorite games is like the Bravely Default games, and I was a huge Octopath Traveler fan, and that kind of lends itself to
Forte,
like the type of game.
Give me one moment, okay?
Yeah.
I gotta take some from my daughter. Okay, yeah, you just tell the chat about your thoughts there. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So yeah, I really like those type of games and stuff, and a lot of people sit there and probably say like, man, but Forte, all you play is Destiny. But your boy has broken free of the shackles of the Vanguard. He is allowing himself to experience the breadth of all of this content that has released over the course of the last couple of years. Remnant 2 was amazing. We're going to talk about that next. And people keep saying, well, are you actually going to play Starfield? Yes, I am going to play Starfield. I am going to be in there as soon as this show is over. And I'm looking forward to that conversation with Slow-Mo and to a lot of your guys' impressions that you guys experience. Some of you guys might be playing the game as we speak while we're doing this show because, headphones and all. But yeah, Sea of Stars isn't the game that's definitely on the map for me. It just happened to come out at like the wrong time. Like just like another game like Baldur's Gate 3, I really want to play that game. But I am not about to jump into another 70-hour RPG on the midst of what's about to happen with this game. Plus, I still got to finish Spider-Man 2. I mean, Amazing Spider-Man and Miles Morales, because I did skip all over those games because, Destiny had me by, the hoof. So definitely got a lot of games to get caught up on, and Sea of Stars is going to be there. But for the most part, what are you guys, looking at the chat until Slow-Mo comes back, looking at what some of you guys are playing. First of all, have Light X with the $5 super chat. Really appreciate you, bro. He says, I think if any other company put out a game with the slow pacing and lack of graphical visuals like Starfield, the reviews would be different. I don't think that's the case, because it is the thing. The thing that people kind of got to realize about just the overall aesthetic of what a game is every game's not going to look good to everybody. Like, can we all 100%, can we all in unison pretty much say that Horizon Forbidden West and Horizon Zero Dawn is probably one of the best looking games of this current generation? Like, I still haven't come across a game that looks better than that game, but that game's boring as crap. It's boring. It looks so good, but it has no soul. Yes, the story, if you can fight your way through it, is amazing. And we're going to talk about that because that's part of the thing that Starfield.
I am back. Too. Sorry about that. Did you get Light X's super chat?
Yeah. Okay. We're talking about. Yeah, that's what we're talking about right now. I was just telling him, like, he was talking about the lackluster, graphics and then the visuals and the reviews would be different. And I'm like, the opposite of that can be said when it comes to a game, like I said, for Horizon Forbidden West and Zero Dawn. Those games are incredibly looking, but a lot of people call them boring. And
people have been calling out, like, in a lot of the reviews have called out how long it takes to get into it. But look, exactly. Light X, we'll definitely talk more about that later on. Sea of Stars. By the way, if you're playing on PC, for some reason G-Sync is broken, and
that sucks.
Yeah, because I had G-Sync on, no V-Sync, and it was only doing 60 FPS. And then I turned on V-Sync, and then it went up to the refresh rate of my monitor, which is 165 hertz. So, I mean, the game is like super easy to run on PC. So, even at 165 frames per second, my CPU was at like 2%, something small like that. My GPU was at like 10. So, but no, the game's cool. I like it. I recommend if you are into RPGs and you're into definitely old school RPGs. You don't need it to be a graphical showcase. Give Sea of Stars a shot. It's probably, I would say, the only relevant game that PlayStation's put out on PS Plus at launch, in my opinion. And it's also on Game Pass and Steam and all that good stuff. So go ahead and check it out. We can move on to
whole other story right there.
Also on that topic. We can get into talking about Remnant 2.
Yes.
So we finally beat Remnant 2.
3 times.
3 times, actually. On Monday, we beat it once with Luca. And then on Wednesday, we couldn't do Tuesday because scheduling and stuff like that. But on Tuesday, we beat it. We beat the game in my world, and then we beat it in Forte's world. And so for those who haven't been following along, what we've been doing is we all have our own games, and then we've been co-oping in each other's game. It's a 3-player co-op game, but like only the host of the game has progress towards the story. I mean, of course, if you get like some items and you get materials to level up your weapons, you keep that stuff. Your level ups, the level of your character, power level of your character, you keep all that stuff. But you don't get any story progress. And so we were trading every like night. It will be like one night I'm the host, the next night Luca's the host, the next night Forte's the host. And so we just so happened to just finish the game with Luca first, and then we had to finish it with me and Forte. So literally last night, and I think this footage is from last night, I think.
Yeah, this is last night. Yeah.
No, it's not. This footage is Monday night because we stopped. Yeah, because we all stopped at right before the final boss. Which that final boss,
man,
that guy's a jerk. I don't like that guy. I don't like that boss at all. He's absolutely. He's a good boss. I mean, it was a challenge.
It's a cool dude. It's so cool, but there is so much sensory overload in that fight that you had to turn the music off just to know what was going on. It's so good, bro. I love that fight.
Yeah. I'm looking at something in the chat. So the second phase, the first phase is fine. It's the second phase of that boss fight that just really, like, it's too much going on.
It's epilepsy.
And it's just like the boss is switching dimensions like every 5 seconds, and then like let's say if he starts a swing while he switches dimensions, he completes the swing in the other dimension, but it's a different move. So there's a different way that you're supposed to like dodge it. And it's just like, it takes a minute to get like down pat. But I mean, we did it. We got it. It was probably the most difficult in my world because for some reason my world had the highest power level. So
because you played the most too of everybody.
Yeah.
That's probably mostly why.
But
it was fine though. It was really cool to actually see that we were able to do it, because when we beat it on Luca's game, the overall power level of the game was 18, and I think Luca at that time was 16. I was already at 18, and Slow-Mo was like 18. And then we did it in Slow-Mo's game, and the power level went up to 20. And oh boy, there is a difference in two levels. Two levels.
The hits you took, you felt them a little bit harder.
It was rough.
You never played Remnant 1, but
no, and I watched and I did do what you said after we finished, and this morning when I was at work, I watched the end of Remnant 1, and I was like, this is stupid. And then I also watched somebody do a speed run of it, so I could kind of see what the bosses and stuff look like. And honestly, Slow-Mo, I think I want to run that game with you. I think
I knew you would.
I think I want to play that game with you just because I played the second one, and it makes me want to play the first one now.
Yeah, I no, we could talk to Luca and see if she's down to run Remnant 1 again, as well. If not, if you just, I'll run it with you. It's no problem. I actually just beat it again with one of my friends a few weeks ago, so it's still kind of fresh in my mind. But just, fair warning, Remnant 1 it's still a good game. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad game or anything, but this game took everything from Remnant 1 and just did it better. Oh yeah,
I could tell by just watching the game, the speed runs of people running it, that I was like, oh yeah, this is 2. They made a lot of, not even just aesthetic changes, but just overall just performance and what is it called? What's the names of life changes too. Like,
yeah.
It was good. I liked what I saw, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to play it. And at this point, that game is probably dirt cheap somewhere.
Yeah, you notice how if you're looking at the gameplay footage, how I'm just like, there's no enemies around, so we're not in combat, and I'm just running around. One thing that I found, so I was literally playing Remnant 1 with my friend at the same time I was playing Remnant 2 with you guys, and the thing I found the most annoying, that it didn't bother me too much when I first played Remnant 1, but while playing Remnant 2, the thing that annoyed me the most was you lose stamina all the time when you're running.
Yeah,
and that's something that only happens when you're in combat in Remnant 2, which is a smart move on their part. But in Remnant 1, it's just really annoying when you've got like a long way to walk or run, and it's just like every 15 seconds you gotta like stop running because you got no more stamina, and it's just like, why? Right. I'm not, and like, how am I some hardcore soldier? How am I some hardcore soldier and I can't run for like 20 seconds, which is an issue I had with Mass Effect 1, because Mass Effect 1 has that problem. If you can't run, Commander Shepard can't run for longer than like 10 seconds before being out of breath and needing to stop. And how are you this N7 elite agent for the council, and you can't run 20 seconds? Like, it don't make no sense, man. But yeah, that's something that was annoying. Railzer00 said that I was saying one of the stores gave it away for free, and yes, Remnant 1, Remnant from the Ashes was free. You might have it, yeah, because Epic gave it away for free, which is the reason why I have it on Epic, because they gave it away for free. Even though I think right before the game came out, Remnant 2 came out, they made Remnant 1 like $5 on Steam or something like that. So I don't think it's like that anymore, but it was dirt cheap at one point.
Yeah, I'm looking,
and it's not a full price game anymore. It never was a full price game. Now I think about it. I think it was like always like $40-$50 full price. But yeah, awesome game, awesome weapons. Some of the best boss fights you will find are in this game. It's a pretty awesome game. Anything else you want to say about it before we move on?
Man, no, I thoroughly enjoyed that game. I did not expect to enjoy the game as much as I did, and I'm happy that you and Luca really pushed for me to play that game.
Yeah, we like you to play things other than Destiny,
and
so you get a broader view of understanding that like there are good games out here.
And I do have the first one I have it on Epic.
Awesome. We definitely gotta run that at some point. When you're done with Starfield or whatever.
Oh yeah. Well, you're done with Starfield, but we'll talk about that when we get to it.
Right. Let's move on. So did you see this about the Borderlands collection?
Why? Yeah, I did see it.
Why? Because they're milking it. That's why.
That's why I was like, why?
They are absolutely milking it. And I'm just at this point like, what are we doing here, man?
Like, why?
What do we do? So you agree they're just milking Borderlands at this point. To explain for the audience what the Borderlands Pandora's Box collection is, it is a collection you can buy. I think it's the value of like $150.
It has all 6 games in it.
But it has Borderlands 1, 2, 3, the pre-sequel, and Tales of the Borderlands, which is awesome, and one of the best games that Telltale made, and New Tales of the Borderlands, which is apparently awful, and no one wants to even acknowledge it exists or it's canon. And so I'm pretty sure if anyone buys this collection, so what I will say about this is what's cool about this is that the only thing I think is cool about this collection is that if you own, let's say
if you own let's
say you're on Steam, or let's say you're on PSN, right? You own Borderlands 2, you own the Handsome collection, which was Borderlands 1 and 2, and you also own Borderlands 3. Well, what they'll do is they'll give you a discount on the Pandora's edition because you have some of these already. And I think it's like,
who doesn't have all these games by now almost?
Right. It's like 10 or $15 off. I think Steam has the best implementation of it. And I wonder why. Maybe it's because Steam is so kind of like wide open that a publisher or developer can kind of pick and choose. They can change their game in Steam on the fly however they want, whereas they gotta get like price changes approved on Xbox and PlayStation and the Nintendo platform. And maybe the same with Epic, because Epic isn't doing this too. But with Steam, they literally are taking, like, if you own everything but the new Tales of the Borderlands and Tales of the Borderlands, then the Pandora's collection price will go even lower. So it's all determined by how many of the games that you actually own out of the 6. So if you own 4 out of the 6, it's like $10 or something like that, which is, I think, is a pretty cool deal. The only thing is that, like, I think that New Tales of the Borderlands isn't worth owning. And frankly, well, before I say this, Forte, are you indulging in any of this tomfoolery?
Oh my God. I own 4 of those games. I own 4 games on Steam already. So the only one I don't own are the Tales games, and I don't own Borderlands 3 through Steam because I bought it.
Have you ever played Tales from the Borderlands? The first one?
No, I never. I did play the first one. I didn't play the second one.
Okay, the second one ain't work. but yeah, I think I'm in the same boat as you. I have the Handsome. Actually, I don't have I don't have Borderlands 1 on Steam. I have Borderlands 2, 3. I don't have the pre-sequel. And I have Tales, but I don't have New Tales. So I have like half of those.
Yeah, I have Borderlands. I have Borderlands 2. I have Borderlands Game of the Year, and I have Borderlands the pre-sequel on Steam.
So you have half of those too, because you don't have the pre-sequel. So it's like, I like how they're implementing it, where they, if you already own it, you don't need to do like even any more than that. But also, I'm noticing, like, the reason why I'm saying they're just milking it, well, it's the value. They say the value of $150. Shout out to Die. Hey, what's up, Die? Agent Deli in the house. What's up, bro? They say it's the value. It's going to eventually go back up to that 150. Maybe like in like 2 months or so, but they said limited time is $60 because they know that's like what people would generally want to pay for some older games. But the whole idea is just, they're just trying to squeeze more sales. This is like the third collection for Borderlands games. And this gets to my next question. Is Gearbox the next BioWare?
Oh, I was thinking that because they only had one good hit.
Well, hold on. BioWare had more than one good hit.
No. You said no. I was saying what I was trying to say. Yeah, that didn't come out right. You're right. It came out the opposite way. I was gonna say, how can they?
Borderlands 2 is an epic, legendary looter, right?
That's why I said. So how can they be BioWare when BioWare has had hit after hit and Gearbox has had one really big hit?
Yeah, one really big hit. Borderlands 3 is okay.
It's okay.
Like the footage you're seeing is Borderlands 3, and gameplay wise, it stacks up to Borderlands 2. It's got the guns, it's got the skill trees, it's got the characters are okay.
They haven't. That's the thing. They
haven't. It's the story. The story is
nailed the story, and they haven't nailed the characters like they did in Borderlands 2.
Yeah, Borderlands 1.
Stuff.
Borderlands 1 had the story. It's just the game design. They hadn't nailed their game design down yet, and so like they really perfected it in Borderlands 2, and so that's why I can see what you mean about like they really only got one hit. I mean they're like what's the guy's name that did Return of the Mac? You know, he got that one song. You know what I'm saying? That's the rest of the album. Not that great.
I mean, up until recently, they were basically CD Projekt Red with one big hit. Now they got a second big hit, depending on how you feel about Cyberpunk.
True. Well, Cyberpunk has gotten much better.
That's what I'm saying. Depending on, because some people will never forgive them for what Cyberpunk was.
Yeah. And the other thing is that like so story wise, Borderlands 3 is terrible, and some of the expansions are better. Like I've played all the expansions that they eventually came out with. They don't stack up anywhere near to the expansions of Borderlands 2.
How did you like Tiny Tina?
This is what I'm about to get into. Tiny Tina is a standalone game. That was supposed to be the final expansion of Borderlands 3. They broke it off and expanded it, made it its own game.
And why is it a part of this?
It's not part of this?
No, it's not.
Probably because they probably ain't made their money back on it yet.
That's what I'm saying. It does not have Tiny Tina inside of it, and it should be. like you trying to sell old games to people. Just put Tiny Tina in there with it. You put this is the thing. Just because it doesn't say Borderlands.
We got to address something in the chat.
What we got to address?
Quote, Erodimus says, Deli came for his Babylon's Fall tracking number. Deli replies, Erodimus, I've been scammed, honestly. Deli goes, it's been 1 whole year now and 3 weeks. He got it down to the day. He wants Tiny Tina and AKA his tracking number, man.
Tiny Tina? Why he want Tiny Tina?
I don't know, but maybe for pain and suffering.
Pain and suffering?
Because you didn't give him his game yet, man. I don't know what else I can do. I'm gonna find a Babylon's Fall somewhere. I'll send it to you.
I'm so freaking lazy, man.
Yes, wow, you're finally admitting it.
I'm so fucking lazy, man. All I gotta do is like I don't ever find myself at a post office.
You never find yourself thinking about how other people are waiting on you to do something. Is that what you were going with?
No. I just need to go to the.
Some interesting honesty coming from you right now.
It's sitting right here in an envelope with his address on it, and I just never find myself going by a post office. I have to just put this in my car. Didn't
you say there's a post office in the shopping center where your store is?
No, my old store there was one. Yeah, my old store.
How far is the post office from you? How about the
5 minutes?
Wait. Can't you just put it in your mailbox and put the little arm up?
No, I have to No, I can't. Because I don't have a stick. I don't have a thing on. I have to pay for posting.
So who are you shipping it through? Horse and carriage? Is it coming by buggy?
No, United States Postal
Carrier
Service.
pigeon? Huh?
United States Postal Service.
Bro, just look, they be having, you don't drive and just randomly see the blue random mailboxes just sitting out of nowhere. You know, they come by them like every other day to check, pick up stuff. Just drop it in there.
All right, you know what, Slow-Mo? All right, this is what we're going to do.
No. What you going to do is, because you're untrustworthy.
No
one believes you.
Listen, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have to put some stakes on this because I have to force myself to do this because I don't ever go by a post office. What if I don't have this thing out
by next show?
By next show, what do I have to give you?
Oh, no. Okay, let's let Di choose that. He's the one that's been dealing with Die. What do you want?
Well, and it's not for you. It's for Die, and I have to give it to you so you can send it to Die. So it's my accountability.
Well, I mean, like that's never going to happen too.
No,
you have to do something. You gotta like play a game. You gotta do something out here.
Okay, whatever Die wants me to do.
Whatever he wants you to do.
Whatever, doesn't matter. I have to do it.
He said, honestly, I'm in Chicago. It's 5 hours. I might as well just drive up there and get it tomorrow.
That'd be even great. Come on up here. We can go out to eat.
This man gotta go get his own game from. This is sad. And then you say stuff to me like, Slow-Mo, how come you don't never buy games for me? This is why.
Well, see, if you pay for something like that,
Didn't I pay for this?
Wait. No.
He didn't give you money?
No.
Nothing.
It'd be different if he gave me money. It probably would have been out. It would have been on my mind.
So because he didn't give you money, you felt it's not a priority.
No, just.
Yeah, you said yes.
There's a different level of
it's not a priority
when someone sends you money for something.
It's not a priority, is what you're saying.
Actually, no, it's not. Well, no, because I sent you that headset. I sent you that headset real quick, didn't I?
You did. I think you just wanted to get rid of it so you could have some space in your room. But look, Di says in all caps, I haven't gotten the tracking number. I can't give him money. You get your money when he gets the tracking number, which is smart on his part.
I didn't want him to give me money.
Well, at this point, you don't deserve no money.
Can we get back to the show?
Okay, now you want to get back to the show.
Can we get back to the show? And Rodimus, thank you. You know what? Go ahead, just for starting this firestorm, can you please be a good Samaritan and, hook up some of the DPS members and get some people, it's been a while since you want to start all this mess. Go ahead and, hit the button and do what's next.
Di says that he don't get it by next show. He wants a Series S. I agree. Give him a Series S. Yeah.
Series S.
Yeah, Series S. And once it's signed by DPS, I'll sign it. Go ahead and send it to me, Forte. I will sign it and I'll send it to him.
By next show?
Yeah.
Where do you live at, Doc? What state does he live in?
Bro, you want to know how you avoid having to get him a Series S?
Ship it out
tomorrow. I mean, it's not even like this is not even the thought. You don't have to spend. Why are you even thinking about I gotta get him a Series S? How much would that cost? You ain't gotta do any of that. You just gotta go send him what you supposed to send him a year ago.
All right, I'll do a series. Okay, fine.
So everyone heard that.
Fine. I'm literally. Wait a minute. Hey Siri.
now he wants to he wants Siri to remind him now
to drop off Agent Deli's package at the UPS store tomorrow before work.
Oh my gosh. This is crazy.
Thank you. All right, it's done. Oh, yeah. Before work, so and my work schedule's in there, so it'll tell me exactly when. So yes, this thing's going out tomorrow.
Okay, well, yeah, I heard that before. So look, hey,
and I'm gonna send you. And I'm gonna send slow
that was a smart idea. If you've been wanting the Series S and you didn't want to drop the 200-300 down on it, hey, this would be a good way to get it. I think you have a pretty fair chance of him needing to send you one. You might not get that too, but at least he owes it to you.
At least, hey man, look, Big Mike agrees with me. He agrees with me though.
He said he needs it signed by DPS as well. Okay, let's move on. Look, Borderlands collection, Pandora's box. I think it comes out in early September. It's
pass.
Good grief. Okay, good. Let's move on.
Are you gonna buy? Who you gonna buy this?
Maybe
You gonna buy this to complete your collection?
I mean, I don't want the new one, the new Tales from the Borderlands, but I'd like to have it all on the Steam.
Isn't it saying like this bundle? Did they say something like it comes with the Switch version or something?
No,
I thought I saw something.
No, I ain't seen nothing like that. Version. You get all the DLC and everything, all the DLC packs and stuff. But I mean, like, whatever. Yeah, let's move on. I brought this one in there because I know this is going to be something that Forte is going to do. Forte, you see that right there?
No, it hasn't updated yet. I can't see it yet.
Okay, there's a particular Nintendo revealed.
I see it, and this is Nintendo at their best.
Okay, so how many of these are you gonna buy, Mister? I can't send. You're not.
No, I'm not buying this.
Since when do you not buy these?
I'm not a Mario lover like that. I'm a Zelda lover. That's the only reason.
It don't matter. Didn't you buy the Pokemon ones too?
Yeah, but I bought the Pokemon ones for my daughter. I didn't buy it for me.
So look, this is the only one I think that looks pretty slick. I like the way this one looks.
It's red. It's just red. Red is one of my favorite colors. I just can't do it. No.
I think it looks slick. Look at little Mario. They got the little Mario right there.
With the little coins in the back on the back that you'll never see.
Yeah, man.
Why do you need this?
Well, I wouldn't buy this.
Why? Who needs this?
I would never buy this, but
Mario
I mean,
logo is hitting like the Jeep logo is hitting on all the Jeeps that Chrysler makes somewhere on the car. You can't even see it from the front. You got to turn the system around to see the Mario logo.
So you're not buying this, is what you're saying?
No, I'm not gonna buy it, but I know a lot of people are.
How many are you going? You're going to sell a lot of these, aren't you?
Oh heck yeah, a lot of them. It's an OLED too.
Yeah, well, I mean, all they do now is sell the OLED, right?
No, they still sell the regular one too.
Like, not used, like brand new.
Brand new. They still sell the brand. That's why I say
I never see like if I go into Best Buy, I only see the Switch OLED.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would say probably big box retailers like Walmart, Target, and stuff. You're probably not going to see a Switch, the regular Switch.
Mm-hmm.
You're only going to see OLEDs. But I know at my pretty much at every GameStop, there's usually 2 or 3 standard ones there, because that $299 price point is still a really good price point for the system, and plus they still got the displays. Like Nintendo still has displays in every store that show the difference between all 3 systems. So I think even when they come out with that new system, whenever the heck that comes, they're still going to sell OLED. They're still going to sell all these systems. They're just going to make money. And a lot of people are going to buy this. October 6th.
More money. Huh?
So this comes out 2 weeks before the Mario Wonder game.
Yeah. Smart time to drop it, I would say. Yeah. I mean, I'm not interested in this or Super Mario Wonder, because I never really cared for Mario. I mean, I don't hate Mario as much as I hate Zelda, but I just don't care for Mario games. I haven't really cared for Mario since like Super Mario Brothers 3. Like I think I did play Mario 64 on Nintendo 64, but
this is the first 2D Mario game, like brand new 2D Mario game in almost 20 years.
Yes, true. That's very true.
So that's why, and a lot of people keep saying, no, it's not. There was games like New Super Mario Brothers that came out on the Switch, and it came out on the Wii U, and I'm like, well, that's also a remake of a remake of a remake that was made back in 2006 when it hit the DS. So that's why we can say almost 20 years, because that game has been remade 5 times since then. But no, this is really cool. If you look at it closely, it's the first time you're going to get an all red dock, because the last time they did the all red Joy-Cons on it was the last Mario system they did, and it was for Odyssey, and it was a red and blue dock. Like the front of the dock was red and the back was like kind of blue. It kind of like matched his overalls and stuff. But this is the first one that's been all completely red, so it's going to be a lot of people that buy this, and they're going to sell a lot of them. And just to let people know, if you are interested in the Tears of the Kingdom Switch, those are available again now. They restocked them, so it's gonna Nintendo. That's the one thing I will give them. They found a way to get people to want to buy multiple versions of their system, because they don't sell those Joy-Cons separately. Like, you can't buy those Mario ones by themselves. You have to spend $350 to get them. And guess what? There's going to be a lot of people that do that.
There's a
money
poll
on
up.
Top of money.
There's a poll up right now. The poll says, will Forte owe Deli a Xbox Series S next week? And this kind of fluctuating back and forth. I think Forte is deploying all of his multiple sock accounts to try to say no, but most people are saying yes at the moment. So,
well, I'm the only no on that list because I just voted no. So of all those votes, one of them is me, and I'm probably the only no. But that's okay. It's okay. But let me tell you something. You know, this is how forgetful I am. If you fly, right, Slow-Mo?
Occasionally, yeah.
So you know how they have the checkpoints at TSA, and you can either go through standard TSA checking, or you can go through what they call it clear view, where you can like do it's like face scan for your face, and you can bypass the line to go straight through checkpoint. You ever seen that?
No.
Okay, so they have that. So when I went to conference in Vegas, the line was super long, and a lady prayed on this, was like, hey, you want to bypass the line? And I was like, absolutely. She was like, hey, all you had to do was sign up for this checkpoint. It's $189 for a year, but we're going to give you 2 weeks free. You just got to cancel it, when you come back. Because she said, when are you coming back? I said, next week. She said, oh yeah, you'll be back before it runs out. Just cancel it when you get home. And this is the thing. I did it, got through the line. It's great. It's really good. It's like, especially if you travel a lot, it's really fast and really convenient. I get home, and one of my friends that I did it with, he posted in our chat, was like, hey, cancel that before you get charged for it next week. Of course, I went to go look for it, logged into the email. I was like, you know what, I'll do it later because I'm at work. Guess what happened, Slow-Mo?
What happened?
Yesterday, I don't know, randomly, I just wanted to look at my bank account, and I went to go look, and then I had a charge for $189 on my account because I didn't cancel that thing.
Shocker.
And my laziness literally cost me $189.
Good.
Because all I had to do was go to an email and click a button to say cancel. And I didn't do it.
I'm glad. I am glad. So maybe you will learn something.
So I will be sending this thing out, because that opened my eyes. Like, I have to stop being lazy, because I don't be wanting to do anything after I get off work. Never alone anything else that's strenuous and makes me feel like I gotta like use brain power half the time. But yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting. So, but yeah, your boy lazy. I will admit that I am truly and utterly lazy when it comes to stuff like that. And Deli, I do apologize to you. So I will get that sent out to you. Thank you, Erodimus, for once again bringing it to the attention of the whole Congress that is a thing. And I apologize to the family. The 10%ers, I have not been a 10%er as of lately. I've been a bottle feeder, and I'm sorry. Continue, Slow-Mo.
No, actually, I was really enjoying your comeuppance. So, I mean, if you want to continue groveling us, we can do that.
No. My knees already hurt. I'm straight.
No, okay, all right. Let's talk about Starfield. This is what everybody has been waiting to talk about. Let's do it. Starfield Reviews came out today. Let me do my last minute check of the Metacritic real quick, and it is I know it went up. Okay, on PC with 51 reviews, it's an 87. I'm sorry, this is the Series X. On the Xbox Series X, it has a Metacritic score of 87 with 51 reviews, and on PC, it's an 88 with 50 reviews. It's pretty even. High 80s. Started out as a 91 and progressively went further down from there. Forte, do you think it's going to stay where it's at, or is going to get higher or lower?
No, because there was a lot of people that didn't get review codes that still have to be counted towards that number. And who knows what the vendetta is going to be for those people. They might say, you know what? Instead of it being a 90, we're going to give it an 89. I don't think that's going to really happen, but I think the majority of the reviews are already in, and I really don't see too many people straying away from the bell curve. Like, I saw one review that said it was a 5 out of 10, and I was like, okay, that's really low. That's probably not a fair review. But everybody's kind of
some random place I never heard of.
Some random place I never heard of. So I was like, okay, whatever. But even if that review came in at like a 8.8 or something, it probably just moved the score up like a tenth of a point. So I think I said 91 for it, and that was just being super modest and mostly just coming back to like, okay, who's going to review this game? Is it going to be Bethesda people that review this game, or is it going to be, Tom, Dick, Dick, and Harry going to be reviewing it? And it looks like the mass majority of the people that reviewed it, they actually were Bethesda fans, and they really liked what they saw. But the consistent thing that I heard, shout out to Rand, I talked to him right after his review. It just was mediocre and boring to start it out. And where some people's reviews started.
Let's touch on that. Let's touch on that. That's a common theme I saw with a lot of so I didn't see a lot of reviews. I saw a lot of impressions of people who played the game and didn't I didn't actually go to their review. I did watch Rand's review, and he did kind of touch on how it was kind of slow to start out. I noticed Jez Corden from Windows Central said the same thing. I saw Ty Guy Travis from IGN say the same thing, that the first 20 hours were frustrating, and everyone that he spoke to that played the game felt the same way. But then it's like, once you get past that point, it's got some great storytelling. It's got which is something I think has always been kind of a weakness of Bethesda. I've never really thought that they had great stories in their games. But apparently people think, the storytelling for this one is really good once you get past the initial frustration and boredom phase. And then they don't. Here's another common thing I saw, and I want to kind of discuss this with you, that things are not explained well as far as what you're supposed to do. For example, the customization and the building of your starship. Like it's not very. It's not explained very well, but the systems that are involved in it are very robust and high quality and fun once you learn it and figure it out. But are you going to have that patience to do that? And so my thought on this is that, well, I've always said from the very start that this would be a Bethesda game. It's going to be as Bethesda of a game that could possibly be. So big fans of Bethesda RPGs are going to dig this game and really love it. They're going to play it for years and years. They're going to have all kinds of mods. It's going to be a whole thing. But if you're not a Bethesda fan, this isn't going to be the game that's going to get you invested in Bethesda RPGs. It's probably not going to appeal to a lot of people outside of that Bethesda community ecosystem, which is a large community of people. If you think about like how many times Skyrim is sold, and the critical acclaim of their previous games, but it's not necessarily just going to touch base with a lot of people the way, say, Elden Ring introduced a lot of people to From Software games. I don't think Starfield's really going to hit like that. What are your thoughts on it?
I think the same way. I do think that this game's going to have a very, very, very long tail. I think a lot of people, for the most part, once you get, like you said, once you get through those aches and pains of the beginning of the game, you're going to be like, okay, I definitely want to enjoy this world more. Like I was watching, when I watched ACG's video, he talked about 30 hours. He's 30 hours outside of beating the game already. And normally for him, he's like in his review process, he's like, I'm on to the next thing because I got, it's always about time. But he said, I put in 30 hours after I beat the game. So that's where I think this game's really, truly going to shine. And I really, really do think when the Shattered Sky DLC comes out, I think that's going to be like a major milestone, because I think a lot of things that probably weren't ready for, mainstream when the game came out are going to be implemented inside of that. That's just a thought on my end. I don't really know if that's the case, but there's so much content in this game. There's definitely some stuff that probably got held back that's going to be added to that. But for the most part, it's real interesting to just seeing the consistency across pretty much everybody that's played this game. And everybody pretty much just talked about, overall the environments and stuff look amazing. You'll come across parts of the game where it doesn't look as good, but there's also parts of the game that looks entirely, like, completely breathtaking. You'll be like, wow, this is really, really cool. I think they needed to flesh out a little bit more of the inventory system, and I think that's going to drive me nuts, because when you're talking about,
that was another thing, the whole encumbrance thing. You can't hold a lot initially in the game, and it's frustrating because you're basically, it affects gameplay being encumbered, and that's always been kind of a theme for these kind of games, where if you're carrying too much stuff, and look, a lot of RPGs do this too. If you're carrying a bunch of stuff and you're carrying too much stuff, now all of a sudden you may not be able to dodge roll, or you're not going to be able to move as quickly. You're not going to be able to sprint, and you need to unload some stuff. And early on, apparently, that was the harshness of how little you can carry on you was a bit frustrating for people.
Right.
I think I can only speak for myself. I haven't played it yet. I will play it when it launches. For everyone else, I'm not spending the extra money to pay it early. But hearing about the whole slow burn thing and how it takes a while for it to get going, I recall, and you know how I feel about The Witcher 3. And a lot of people feel like The Witcher 3 is the RPG of last generation. It is one of the best games of last generation, and I largely disagree. Now, I haven't beat The Witcher 3, so I'm not saying it's a bad game, but everyone told me, "Oh, slow-mo, just look, you just gotta stick it out a little longer. That Red Baron quest, you finish that Red Baron quest, you're gonna be hooked." I had 10 hours in The Witcher 3. I couldn't do another 5 minutes. I was done.
Wow.
I was like, it didn't matter that, just do it a little longer. And seeing people say 15, 20 hours before it start to really stop being frustrating and start being good to them.
Yeah.
I'm still going to try it. I'm not saying it's a bad game, but I can already kind of see a scenario where I put like 5 to 7 hours in. And the thing I hate to do is hate to feel like I'm forcing myself to play something.
Right.
I'm forcing myself to get through things in order to get to the good stuff. I hate that from TV shows, TV series. Oh, hey, this one show. Oh, look, the first season stinks, but that second season, oh my, second season. So I'm like, I'm not watching it. I'm not. Like, you want me to watch a full season of trash to get to the good one? No. Right. You want me to play a game for literally the equivalent of entire playthrough of some AAA games to get to it finally getting good? I'm not really down for that. So but this, I'm not a big Bethesda fan anyway, right? So it is what it is, but I'm going to try. I did watch a few streams of some people, and their upload their playthroughs and stuff. And I will say, visually, the Creation Engine has had, in some ways, a glow up, and in some ways, still needs that work. I think facial expressions still largely are awful on the Creation Engine, but it's better than what it once was. The animations are better. This proprietary lighting, global illumination system that they created in the Creation Engine looks good. And I think lighting is so important. When I did the black hair video, and I talked about how like it's called specular lighting, how it really changes the way, if it's done right, the way hair looks on a character to make it look like a plastic mess to something that's almost lifelike. Great lighting can really change things. Remember the Halo Infinite first reveal and how bad it looked, but part of the reason why it looked so bad was the lighting was really bad on it. And Slipspace Engine's lighting was terrible at that time. They made it better. So the lighting here is really good. So that's why I think that a lot of parts you talk about how people said the environment looks great. I'm looking at some of these, like these astronauts or whatever they're called, their suits, all the detail in their suits and the way it looks. Like, the lighting really makes that stuff look great. And I think that they really nailed that aspect. But some of the weaknesses of their visuals are still there. Just, faces in particular and facial expressions. But it is what it is, man. I'm gonna give it a shot for certain. And if I end up liking it, I'll be playing this game for a while. The same way I still jump in on Cyberpunk. Even though there's really nothing left for me. I've done everything in Cyberpunk. But I'm talking, my bad. Your thoughts on all of that as far as just the slow burn stuff. Like, how does that affect you? Like, do you feel like this is going to be a problem for you when you play it?
Well, I was telling this story to one of my friends at work. I was telling like about the slow burn, and I told him how it kind of affected me in one of my favorite games of all time, in Mass Effect. Mm-hmm. Like, I put down Mass Effect 1 because of the slow burn, like being in the Citadel.
I remember,
I put it down,
and that wasn't even 20 hours. That you do one mission, like 2 missions. Was it 2?
I think it was 2.
No. You do one mission.
You do one mission, then you're at the Citadel.
Yeah. So you're at the Citadel is like 3 hours of content at the Citadel. Yeah.
And I remember when I finally left the Citadel, I think I got stuck on a planet and I couldn't figure some stuff out. And that was already frustrating because it's like, it wasn't like the story was bad. It's just, when you're on a Citadel, you're reading a lot of codex and like really getting into the story that way. And at that time I was like an impatient gamer and stuff too. I really wasn't into like wanting to read everything. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. And I got stuck on a planet. I was like, I'm out. And then it took Mass Effect 2 to come out. And then I played the first couple of missions and I was like, oh man, I got to go back and play the first one. So another thing I think I do like about this, and it's just something that Rodman said in the chat about, like how shout out to Cognito and the Iron Lords. Cognito, they did a live stream earlier, and Cognito was talking about
how in one mission it was like Splinter Cell, and then another mission it was like a horror game. I like that level of diversity and the mission structure, but that's quintessential Bethesda stuff, like where they really spend a lot of detail and put a lot of work in on the side content and not the main story. But I've heard the main story is actually really good and people should do it. So I think I'm gonna play this the way I like to play RPGs.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna play it.
I'm gonna do some side content, but I'm not gonna be going into the digging deeper into the whole of a side quest where it's like 8 hours in. I forgot what the main quest was, forgot what I was doing, I forgot who I am. No, I'm trying to do the main stuff, man. And yeah, I know a lot of people are like, that's not how you're supposed to play a Bethesda game. That's how I like to play RPGs. That's me. So we'll see.
Yeah, it's just a lot. So I don't think the slow burn will. I mean, now that being a person that knows it's there, I think it's going to be easier to push through it because it's not just one source telling you that. It's pretty much everybody telling you that, hey, what happens? This game is an amazing game if you can make it through the first 5 to 6 hours, or it really picks up around that part. And then if you can get to there, it's good. But my problem always with games is, why does it take forever to get to the thing that makes your game great?
Yes.
And that irritates me. But like I said, as long as the payoff is there, and that's the thing. The only reason this game is going to get the benefit of the doubt and people do it is because it's such a big game. And because it's a first party title that Xbox hasn't had in forever. And it's going to be one of those games of the type generation for a lot of people when it comes to like the longevity of the game. No other game is going to get the pass that this game gets, and not saying that it doesn't deserve it. It's just a simple fact of the matter that the name of the game, we already knew the game wasn't going to fail because it's Todd Howard. It's the first new IP from him. The anticipation and expectations of the games are going to be through the roof, and everybody knew it was going to be, for the most part, at least a good game. So it was already going to be one of the best-selling games just off that alone. But no other game would have got that type of. No other game would get what Starfield's getting when it comes to like having to play it 5 or 6 hours just to get into it. People would have just dropped it and said,
right,
I'm done. But this game is going to pass that.
And that's kind of okay. So that kind of gets me into our next kind of mini topic within this topic.
Yeah.
You know how I always say there's some companies that always get a pass for things, and
we talked about this yesterday.
And so
while we were playing Remnant,
I think Bethesda always kind of gets a pass for some things that like other developers would not get a fair shake on, and the whole like having a slow burn and for people to be like, it's no one, I've never seen anyone go, hey look man, just for 20 hours. I've seen people say for Witcher 3 10, for Control 2 hours, for plenty of games, hey, a couple hours. Like I told you with Mass Effect 1, the first 3 hours can be kind of world building, kind of boring, getting introduce you into the world, the characters, the lore and everything, but once it gets going it's hot. But like 20-ish, like I think this game probably would still end up being nominated for Game of the Year. Not that it will win, but it's definitely going to get, I think it still end up getting a nomination. If you think about all the games that are being nominated or could potentially be nominated for Game of the Year, outside, I mean, like actually honestly, all of them have some kind of major drawback, at least one or two. But usually when someone says the game is going to take a long time to stop being frustrating and to finally get good, but once it gets going it's really, really good, like most people just check out You get where I'm going here. Just like, do you see where it seems like with this game, people aren't saying to check out?
Right. No, I agree with that. I think a lot of people are gonna. I mean, that's the thing, though. I don't know if it's a pass. I think a lot of people are going to check out. I think the people that didn't check out were the people that just happened to like Bethesda games, and the other consistent thing was a lot of people said the story was still compelling enough to make them want to push through. Now, is it because the type of game and who is made by that might be some type of, it might have like something that's a little bit, happening around that. But I do think story will make you push through on things that are kind of monotonous and kind of boring. Like the gameplay, I always say gameplay over everything, but sometimes the story of a game can kind of make you want to push through. When it's like really, really slow. Like that's never been the type of person I am. Normally, if the story is kind of like really good, but the gameplay is like blah, I'm like, well, is the gameplay going to get better? And sometimes you'll never see the gameplay get better because the story was so bad you just didn't want to get to that point. So
right. Or
I think that's what it is.
When I played Cyberpunk at launch, it was so broken and buggy that I was so frustrated with the performance and the bug issues that I couldn't really enjoy things the way I wanted to enjoy them.
Right.
And then when I played it the second time, on my second playthrough, and it was all fixed, I was really enjoying it. And then I was able to stop trying to just force myself to finish it as quickly as possible. And I was like, well, now let me do some theory crafting. Let me look at different builds, because I still don't really quite like the gunplay in Cyberpunk. So let me go see different ways I can. Then I saw, I watched Edge Runners, and then they were showcasing Edge Runners is perfect for Cyberpunk, because not only is it a good little anime, limited anime series and a good story, but they highlighted everything they had in the anime is in the game, and they highlight the best stuff, like the best, most unique weapons, the best cyberware to get. And I was like, I want all that stuff. And I made a build where it was everything that was in the anime. And it's like, having good gameplay can overcome slow burn, overcome weaknesses, overcome other problems that might take a while to get figured out. And that's where I kind of wanted to go now with in this discussion with Starfield. I've heard some people say that they're actually surprised at how good the gameplay is. And the gunplay is. And I'm like, okay, maybe that will carry me until it gets good.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it just depends on how fluent it is. Like, I like that they got away from that Fallout system. I was just praying, please, no VAT system in this game.
Do not do no VAT scrap in here.
Yeah, let it be free flowing, and let it just be like you aim, you shoot. You ain't got to go through no menus to do it. Not saying that isn't a part of like the charm of a Bethesda game, but I was like, I really don't want to see that in this game. But it really just depends on how snappy it is. Like, I think in general, the gameplay that I saw people like just looking at it, not experiencing myself, it looked fine. I just want to see what the worlds look like. I'm not expecting to go to every planet or walk on every planet or anything like that. I'm just expecting, like, when I go into, like, when I turn the game on, that I get the chance to experience something that the developers wanted you to experience, and the story like tells the story about why you're doing it. And if I get that, I'm pretty much good with it. I just know that I have a burn to go through at the very beginning before we get to the part where it really, really amps up and becomes really good.
Yeah. In retrospect, a lot of the people that, and this is no shade against them, but a lot of people that were saying that like the gunplay is surprisingly good. They don't play a lot of first person shooters. So although it may be great to them, I may feel differently when I play it. Like I can definitely like I play Call of Duty, I play Battlefield, I play Halo, I play third person shooters like Rogue Company, Fortnite. I've been playing X Defiant, you know, so like I get into my shooter bag. And so my standards for what is good shooting and good gunplay is not low at all. Like I know there are people who were like, oh, you know, Redfall's gunplay not that bad. I thought it was awful. Absolutely. I thought the options were awful and limited. Like I don't want to see that with this, but if it is good, I can see myself like really exploring a lot and going to planets just to fight people. Just to kill people, and maybe that will like kind of carry me into like where things really start to open up, and I don't know if it's the reason why things get better is because you just start to learn the convoluted or poorly explained systems better just by, you know, just constantly dealing with it until you figure it out, or if it's something to do with your level. Like at a low level, you just don't have the options to do a lot of things that you want to do. You know, you're not gonna have the persuasion you know, skills to go persuade a group of pirates to not kill you and instead work for you, you know, that kind of thing.
Don't kill me,
you know, like, so it's just I think it's probably the latter. I think it's probably you need to level up enough in order to be able to kind of really indulge in a lot of the stuff that they really have for you, which is a actual criticism I had for Cyberpunk and early on, because the way they did the skills, which I think they're revamping when they do with Phantom Liberty at this part, but it's intentionally sluggish. So that later on, when you level up your skills with handguns, shotguns, you know, those kind of guns, stuff like that, assault rifles, it gets better because you've leveled it up and got better. But it's like, it should be at a base level where, when it comes to first person shooters, where its foundation, it should be decent. It shouldn't be awful and then you get good, because what ends up happening is people just go, the shooting sucks, you know, and it could get better eventually, but you gonna stick around for that, you know? It should be acceptable to, and it can go from acceptable to amazing. So I don't know. Look, this is all, neither one of us has had an opportunity to play it yet, you know, but we'll definitely have a lot more to say about this next week, as well as some people here as well to kind of like speak on it with us as well.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's all I have for it.
That's all you got for it, man?
I ain't got nothing. I mean, I ain't played it yet, so I'm tired of talking about what other people didn't experience. I want to experience it myself.
I agree with you. You trying to get this over so you can get
No. We can stay here as long as we need to. I'm just saying, you know, the more and more I talk about it, the more and more I'm like, man, I need to get through this first 5 hours. I got to find a way to do it.
Well, then let's go ahead and discuss something that has got some people really upset. Let's discuss PlayStation Plus. And let's discuss this good old price increase. So Sony yesterday came out in their PlayStation blog and they talked about, you know, new games that are coming to PlayStation Plus next month. And oh, by the way, we're increasing the prices across the board for all three tiers. Yeah. Yay. You know, like, wait, what? So what you see on the screen right now are what the new prices for the PlayStation Plus 12-month subscription plan is. For PlayStation Plus Essential, which is just you having the ability to play paid online multiplayer, not free online multiplayer like Rocket League and Fortnite, but Call of Duty, stuff like that, you know, Madden, FIFA, paid games. In order for you to be able to play those games, as well as have cloud saves, which is something that Microsoft on Xbox does for free, something that Steam on PC does for free, even something that Epic Game Store claims they'll do, but it don't work right. But things that you get supposed to get for free is a part of this base subscription. And now that price has gone from $60 to now $79.99. PlayStation Plus Extra has gone up to $135 US, and PlayStation Plus Premium, which is what I was subscribed to, has gone up to $160. Shout out to Dragonheart Yobi with the super chat. He says, peace, love, life, brothers. I appreciate y'all. Keep up the fantastic work. Always remember, you two are very important to the community, and I thank you. Well, Yobi, thank you for that, because I don't feel very important very often in this community. I feel like my opinion is mostly ignored, but not ignored today, because people was plenty mad at me today.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Dragonheart.
Also,
you're important, sir.
Also, shout out to Erodimus for the re-up on the membership. Appreciate you, Erodimus. So I'm gonna give a little background and then tell you what I did in response to this. So before they merged PlayStation Now and PlayStation Plus, I had both individually. Now, freely admit, I barely played PlayStation Now, but I was subscribed to it. I still have PlayStation Plus, but primarily when I play on PlayStation, it's been first-party games that are single player. So I really wasn't getting any use out of it. I was paying for it because I always had it, and that was that. If you could say I'm wasteful and my disposable income is way too high, then sure, whatever, right? It didn't hurt to pay for it, and I paid for it. I didn't start really paying attention to what I was paying for within the PlayStation ecosystem until they merged them. And when they made the merging, I started looking at the price of what premium was, because like they automatically put me in premium, and I didn't have to like re-up or anything. I was already in. And so I said bet. And then I was like, all right, well, I will go ahead and drop this down to essential, because I saw what they were promising with premium, and I don't feel like they delivered on that with the older games. And you know, and they didn't, like, every now you get Stray in there. Sea of Stars is in there right now, that came out this week, but Sea of Stars is also on Game Pass, and I can play that on PlayStation. I mean, sorry, on PC, and I can't play Sea of Stars through PS Now or PS Plus on PC. So you see where I'm playing it through. Now, all that said, they increased the prices. Now I'm really looking at you like, well, I was going to drop myself down to essential, and I got my times. Remember, I told you and Luca mine expired in September. Apparently it's April. I don't know how that happened, but okay. So apparently it's April was when my stuff expires. But I'm looking at it all, and I'm just like, the only benefit I'm really getting through the PS Plus subscription was cloud saves. For the games that I beat and then uninstalled to make space, I still had that cloud save, so I could reinstall it if I chose to and continue playing it. And I'm looking at it now and thinking about how many games I actually go back and replay after I'm done with them. Like, this PlayStation is not my primary platform, so it's not something that's all that important for me. So I unsubscribed. I canceled it, and I still have it because I paid for it up until April 1st, April Fool's Day. Right? But I'm done. So once that's over, if I like for a game like Elden Ring, where I got like 500 hours in and 4 different characters all built and all that time, I'm just never going to uninstall it because I'll get extra storage. I'll install it on the PS5 and that'll be that.
You can uninstall games on your PS5 and still keep your saves, though.
No, you can't.
Oh, they took that away?
Yeah, they could do that for PS4 games. You can't do that with PS5 games. That's something. Remember, I was doing research on it last night. Shout out to Wolfgang. What's it, Mishima? You know who he is, but yeah, I was talking to him on Twitter, and he was like, "No, if you do that, because like it was very vague in the firmware update of the PS5 from like 2021 or something. They said that, oh, you can save your games onto external hard drives, not external hard drive, but external USBs. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I need. Let me go ahead and do that. But apparently, if you do that, it doesn't save the game data. The game save data. It just saves the game for whatever reason. I don't see what the purpose is, honestly. And if you do that, then you don't keep your game saves if you don't have cloud. And then once you unsubscribe from the subscription, they only keep your cloud data for 6 months before they delete it. So that's fine. Because what I'm not going to do is allow PlayStation to just be increasing the price on me with zero benefit whatsoever. Like, what are you providing me for this increase in price? I don't care about your infrastructure issues. I don't care if you feel like, hey, we're going to go into a period that we're going to be, pushing out these kind of games, and people are going to be wanting to have these services. I've been paying for these services. You haven't provided the kind of content I needed to even have those services. You haven't provided any first-party multiplayer games that I need to play. I can play God of War Ragnarok without your PS Plus. I could play Ghost of Tsushima without it. I could play Spider-Man 2 without it. I could play all your first-party content that's of quality without it. And I have yet to see from them that they can make online games, multiplayer games that will be of quality. And from what I saw from that showcase, you ain't proved jack to me yet. So you're not going to increase the price on me for something that you haven't proven you can be good at yet. So until you prove it, I'm canceled. All right, I'm off my soapbox. What you got, man?
Yeah, you smoking right now, bro. No, man. Well, I told you I went to go look at my subscription. I was like, oh, this got to end. And I looked, I said, oh, it already did. I was like, yeah, I'm not redoing this either, because they're charging you more for nothing. They're not giving you anything. It's like, I understand that, the price of inflation is going up and stuff, but I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, hold up, man. $20 for Essential, you're raising it, and it's like, oh, so you're charging me more for the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 game you're giving me. Like, because that's the only benefit that I would get out of it, because I don't play.
Uh-oh. Sony came in and was like, shut them down. Can't have that. Yeah, Forte is gone. We lost Forte. I will just speak until he gets back in. Yeah, the other thing for me is that they have already either alluded to or outright kind of said that when they come out with their multiplayer games, that single player content will be staggered. They'll come out on PlayStation first and then come out on PC. I'm fine with that. That's why I got my PlayStation. I'll play it first on PlayStation. If I enjoyed it enough, I will play the definitive more performance version on PC, like Ratchet and Clank right here. But when it comes to the multiplayer stuff, And it makes sense. That stuff is going to be, you know, a multi-platform launch because they want to have as many players as possible for games that need a community, games that need people to fill in the lobbies, that kind of deal. So it's going to be on PC at launch as well if I want to play it. And if it's at PC at launch, then yeah, I don't need PS Plus for that because I got free access to those games on the PC platform. And you wouldn't dare tell a PC gamer you gotta sign up for PS Plus in order to play Factions 2 or Fair Games or Concord. You might as well just quit now while you're not ahead, because PC gamers are not only are they going to laugh in your face, they're also going to boycott all your games. So you'll just be hurting yourself by doing something like that. Rob said Forte spilled his Coke on the keyboard. Oh yeah, he's still not back yet. I wonder what happened. He's been having power issues. So I'm gonna send him a message real quick and see what's going on. But no, I just you know, and I got people, and I know some people said in jest, like Erodimus in the chat and Luca, you know, but like there was people trying to come at me and call me a clout chaser on Twitter because I made an announcement, or it's an announcement with me just making a tweet saying something about a choice I made within gaming. Like, it's funny, I'm clout chasing for saying that I canceled my PS Plus subscription, but people don't say you're clout chasing when you see people buy a expensive collector's edition and they take a picture and they show it on their timeline. Ooh, congrats. Oh man, how much was that? Oh, that looks nice. When people buy a brand new system, when people buy a ROG Ally and they go over their timeline showing everybody they got a ROG Ally. Oh man, there you go, man. You up there, you got something nice there. Oh, people get that, finally got that PS5 and they celebrate they got that PS5. Were they clout chasing? So it's only clout chasing when you decide to not give a corporation money. It's only clout chasing when you've decided to make a decision that, and tell other people that you made this decision. Maybe someone else was thinking about doing similar and they see what you have done and they may choose to do the same. Maybe it helps them make a decision. The same way going on your timeline and saying, I just bought myself an Xbox Series X, could influence people's decisions. But all of that ain't clout chasing. It's only clout chasing when you say, I canceled Game Pass. It's only clout chasing when you say, I canceled PS Plus. I sold my Nintendo Switch. I sold my Steam Deck. I tweeted out I sold my Steam Deck. Nobody said a word. So nobody, that wasn't clout chasing because y'all didn't care? Am I clout chasing or y'all corporate shilling? Because only a corporate shill will get upset that somebody chooses not to give said corporation their money no more. So how does that work? I'm just talking. This ain't lunchtime with Slow-Mo. This is DPS podcast. So let me fall back some. Forte still has not said a word. I don't know what's going to happen with him. But we could, this is the last topic. What we could do though is finish up with this. Oh, I forgot. I did a mini topic of this. Is that today they made Sony, made the announcement of the date of the PlayStation Portal, And I think, let me double check. I believe the Portal is coming out November 15th. And I know there's some people that think this is a pretty huge deal about this. So I'm going to show this real quick. But it appears, it's for certain that you can still buy this. Whoops. Where is it? Ooh, bam. There we go. It's still available on the direct PlayStation Direct website. And so it's still available here.
You ain't tell me. Did you text me and tell me that Discord crashed?
No.
Oh, okay. You just text me for it.
I text you to see if you were good, because you just disappeared.
I was singing. Discord crashed on me. I didn't even realize it. I'm like talking, and I said the last thing I was like, yeah, Slow-Mo, this is just disrespectful. I don't know why this and why that, but you know what? This just makes people want to move on. And I said, I ain't got nothing else to say about it. The next thing I know, it was like crickets.
Bruh, let me tell you how long you've been gone.
It had to be like 5 minutes.
No, it's longer than that. It was probably about 8 or 9 minutes.
Really?
Bruh, you must have not taken a breath or nothing.
No, dude, I was screaming. I was going, bro. I was going.
I need you to harness all that energy.
And do it again?
And do it again. Go.
Okay, what's the last thing I said?
I don't remember, man. I've been talking about how people try to call me a cloud chaser. I went in on that, and I just started talking, until you got back. So I don't know.
I didn't even know. I looked up and when you wasn't saying anything, I said that's not like Slow-Mo not to be saying anything. He ain't just walk away from his computer. And then I looked at my PC. I was like, did Discord crash? And I looked and I was like, yeah, Discord crashed. No. I just get the abbreviated version of it.
No, we need the full thing. We need the full Monty.
The full Monty. My biggest problem with it is just the simple fact that they're not giving you anything more than what you already had. It's like you're dangerously, and I don't want to compare it to other services. I don't want to compare it to Game Pass. I don't want to do it to that, but you're getting close to the point where, one of the benefits of PlayStation Plus Premium or Extra or any of these tiers was the fact that the equivalent version of that service, there's really no equivalent to Game Pass Ultimate, but because of the games that they give you first party, but just in price structure, you're getting close to that. You're getting close to what Xbox is charging you for Game Pass Ultimate, and you're not giving first party games or anything like that. And I think the biggest thing, you said it yourself, the fact that you could play all of their amazing titles that mean the most to people, you can play it without the service. Mm-hmm. And the games that require online that are played the most on that platform, shout out to, the ABK deal, Call of Duty, most people are playing Warzone, and you don't have to have a PlayStation Plus subscription for that. Same thing with Fortnite. You don't have to have it. So all of these people
and
that you are
the multiplayer, most people play that on PC, where they don't have to pay for a subscription to have access to it.
So that's my biggest thing. I'm sitting there like, so where you're not giving a benefit to people to have it, and the people that would need it to play online, those people don't play those games like that online. And this is something this is like the last thing I said. I wanted to give a shout out to, it's Alice. I watched his video on it. Very, very entertaining video. But he talked about how PC gamers aren't going to go for something like that. Nope. And I remember we talked about it a long time. Like PlayStation wants to build an ecosystem on PC. I'm actually a little afraid that the direction they're going in, especially if they make their own dedicated launcher, they start requiring stuff like this.
Look. I touched on that while you were gone. They would be idiots to think they could get PC gamers to pay them to play their multiplayer games.
Yeah.
When they're trying to get in on a platform where the most popular multiplayer games are free to play.
Yep.
It doesn't cost you anything to play Valorant. I mean, if you want, to get other stuff then in regards to it, sure. But, all of Riot's games, for the most part, for the more popular ones, free to play up front. Escape from Tarkov, free. Fortnite, free.
Mm-hmm.
CSGO, free. And sure, yeah, sure. And your game may be visually more impressive than their games, but ask a PC gamer if they care. When the majority of them have a 1660 Ti as their GPU, they don't. Newsflash. So, what I do think they'll do is that they will do what Microsoft has done on PC. You wanna play Halo Infinite? Cool. You wanna play it on Steam? We got no problem with that. All we require you to do is sign in.
Yep.
Into the Xbox Live network. And it's free. You're just signing in. And that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna say, hey, you gotta get a PSN account. Or you just gotta have a PSN account and you can play the game. And PC gamers got no problem with that. But if you try to charge them, like even if it's half of what this new price is going to be for PS Essential, even if it's $40, they're going to laugh in your face. So yeah, it's not happening. I agree with you.
Yeah, it's just a Jim Ryan, money motivated individual at the top of PlayStation, making money motivated things, but this just comes off as Sony being really, really cocky to the point where they feel like, hey, our people are going to buy it, so we could just do it. And I don't inherently, I don't have a problem with price hikes. I didn't have a problem with $70 games. I just said I won't buy a $70 game if it's a game that I don't want. I bought God of War Ragnarok because I wanted to play it, and it was $70. I didn't want to buy Returnal because I didn't feel like it was worth $70. Mm-hmm. So that's the
value is subjective. There's nothing wrong.
It's nothing wrong with that. But the value isn't changing. You're charging me more for something that was a different price earlier, but you didn't add anything to it. So, that's the rub for me. And inherently things are going to go up in price. I get that and I understand that. I didn't cry when Game Pass Ultimate went up $2 in price because I understand that the price of services are going to go up. But for you to come out and say we're going to charge you $20 for this, $30 for this, and $40 for that extra, that I have a problem with that.
Yeah, and you don't get anything.
You don't get any. There's no benefit. Because guess what, Slomo? If they would have came out and said that we're going to give you, for people that are in PlayStation Premium, let's say you could pick from, even if they didn't want to give you games day and date, say for anybody that's a PlayStation Plus Premium, every month you could pick one first party title to get 50% off of, or you can pick one first title that's an older title, you can get one game free that's inside of that service. That's going to be, as long as you're a part of that service, you get it for free. You can pick it as you want. It doesn't have to be a new thing, but at least that's a benefit that I feel like, okay, $40 more a year to be able to have the access to do something like that. Okay, if they don't want to do that, that's fine, but at least give me a reason to say, oh, that's worth it. Because when we all got, as much as people said Game Pass isn't going to be worth it, how can they sustain it? Think about that, Slow-Mo. People were worried about how Microsoft could sustain Game Pass because it was too good of a value. You were getting all these games plus first party games, and people were talking about, oh, they can't keep doing this. And I kept telling people, why do you care? Take advantage of the fact that Microsoft want to give you games for a cheap price. And I'm saying the same exact thing now, but on the opposite way. Why are you charging me more for something that you're not even giving me anything extra for? So it's consistency on both sides. It's just how you go about looking at it. And I'm like, you can't allow these companies to take advantage of you if they're not basically giving you something to actually work towards, and you feel like your money is going to a good place. I don't feel like my money, putting it with PlayStation when it comes to their subscription service, is going to a right place. I think it's going to their bottom line, and that's the only thing they care about. But that ain't helping me. And is it helping you, Slow-Mo? Obviously not, because you canceled your subscription.
Right. And so, like, until you show me what the value is, I'm not going to indulge. And you increasing the price of something that I was getting before for less with nothing added to it tells me that, oh, you think that, and I like, these aren't dumb people, right? Sony isn't stupid. They got people who are running the numbers. These are people, they got their MBAs. You know, they've been to big time schools, and they know the economics. They know they're going to be people like me who are going to be like, wait a minute, what exactly am I paying for? Because I don't play. You don't have really any right now online multiplayer games that I play, and the ones that you are developing, I haven't seen anything from them yet to make me want to stay in your ecosystem to make sure I play them, especially when you said they're coming to PC. And I'm paying all this money for some stuff I already said I was going to drop down to essential to get rid of, because you didn't provide me the value there. Why am I paying for this? I'm going to unsub. And I saw multiple people saying they were unsubbing. And hey, look, as I told Ramon, and shout out to Ramon Terrell, aka Trent Bedfellows. What's it? Birdsong.
I'm gonna need you to write that and put it on a.
I need to write it down. Right.
Put it on a sticky note.
But he said he's unsubbing too, and as I said to him, it's not a decision that's really about anything but you. You decide to unsub from a subscription service. The value of it is subjective to you. What does it provide to you? If I was a primarily PlayStation gamer, I'm probably just going to keep Essential, but I'm going to be mad. But I'm going to keep Essential because if I play Call of Duty, I need it in order to play Call of Duty online. Multiplayer, that is. You know, Warzone's free. If I play Madden or FIFA, you know, the popular multiplayer games that are paid games that I need to play online, I'm probably going to keep that.
Right.
If I'm a primary PlayStation gamer. Because I'm not, for me, the value is less for me than it safer is for, you know, we got King Thrash in the chat. Shout out to Thrash. The value for Thrash for that is higher than the value is for me. Because I game on PC and I don't game on PlayStation primarily. I'm there for the single player stuff. So, and I don't need your subscription to play the single player stuff. I'll just buy the game.
Well, that's the thing that brings it to light too. It makes you like the fact that the PlayStation ecosystem is primarily, you know, the single player games. It just brings to light the fact that you're sitting there like, wait a minute, the games that I play, the ones I value the most, don't even take advantage of this service. So then you start thinking about it like shout out to BG, biggest thing, you know, he's always talked about wanting to have, you know, first party online games in the ecosystem, and they just haven't done that. Like, yes, they got things in the works, but guess what? All of those games they're talking about, all those service games, most of those games you're not even going to need this service for anyways. When Faction comes out, there's a good chance it might be free to play, and you don't even have to have the service, because guess what? PlayStation doesn't charge you for online, and that's the one thing. I mean, charge you for online multiplayer for free to play games.
You think Factions 2 will be free to play?
No, I'm saying it could be. I know it'll be free to play on PC. It'll be free to play on PC.
I don't know. Okay, look. When I said before about how they wouldn't be like, you guys spend money to get a subscription in order to play it on PC. That's never going to happen. But they could pray. And I wouldn't even mind if it was like a $30 game, because that would kind of cut down on cheaters. because I'm not quite
barrier of entry. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Because
100%.
even studios and publishers that are experienced in dealing with cheaters and they have a free game, the number one reason why cheaters keep coming back, and they're the same. They're not like it's like billions of them. It's like it's the same segment of them that keep making new accounts.
Right.
And they can do that because it's free. So when it's a free game, it don't cost you nothing after you get banned to make another email address and then make another account, to cheat again because you're a bum. But like, if you make the game paid, now
you gotta buy a whole game.
You gotta buy the game again for a whole new account. So that's why I'm like, go ahead and make it paid, because then you can kind of cut down on some the tomfoolery. Unless you're gonna be really on top of things, like Epic is really on top of things. I rarely see cheaters in Fortnite, but
I mean that's a good point. Point. I just like I said, I just don't like the fact that you're paying more for something that you're not getting anything for, and like I said, I inherently don't care about price hikes. Price hikes can happen because I expect them to happen because things go up. I just don't. It's like if they would have came. This is a funny thing. I think the messaging was just wrong, Slow-Mo. If they would have just came out and said we're raising the monthly price of PlayStation Plus by like $1 or $1.50 like Xbox did, I think people probably have been like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like $1 extra a month because Xbox went from $10 to $11 for like the Game Pass option. So it went up $1, and then Ultimate went up $2. So over the course of the year, Game Pass Ultimate went up $24 for the course of a year. So, but I guarantee you, if people would have said, hey, Game Pass is going to be for the 12-month option, Game Pass is going to be $24 more. I think a lot of more people would look at that and be like, hey, why? Maybe they wouldn't because they're getting games day and date when it comes to first party and they know the price is going to go up. But I just think that when you say, it's like when you put the bigger number in front of the smaller number, the bigger number always stands out more. So I inherently don't think it's a huge deal that the price is going up. I just think that when you say your top tier service is going up $40 and you're not giving any inkling of what you're giving people in return for that $40 of added, support, that's where people are like kind of looking at Sony's kind of side eye.
Yeah, so shout out to Deli in the chat. He said that with CS:GO, they made paid players get priority matchmaking. So free-to-play players who run the new free-to-play system gets the standard matchmaking pool, and it could be filled with newer or stricter free-to-play players. So Deli, my question to him in the chat: do the people who pay still eventually occasionally get match made with the people who are free? Because then, like, I guess you would still end up running into the occasional cheater, but if you get priority in matchmaking, I guess it would allow you to just be pulled in for, hopefully, if a lot of people are doing it, a majority of the people who are also paying as well, and you're just less likely to be a cheater and risk getting banned when you pay money for the experience. But I forgot what I was about to say. Something I can't remember now. It'll come back to me. Oh, wait. Yeah, here it is. So I saw some people on Twitter with theories that there may be another showcase coming up. And I also saw some people say that Jeff Grubb may have said it. Now I haven't talked to Jeff about that. I don't. If he would have said, if he said it recently, I may have missed it. But I don't know if there's another showcase coming, but let's say let's operate under that theory. Let's say there's another showcase coming, and in this other showcase, they're going to show all the reasons why you should definitely have PS Plus. Like you're going to see games that look amazing. They're going to show you gameplay for Concord. They're going to show you gameplay for Fair Games. They're going to show you tons of gameplay for Marathon, even though I think that's free and it don't matter. And it's a multiplayer game. But moving on, they're going to show you all the reasons why you need PS Plus. If that is the case, they should have waited until after the showcase to make this price hike. Yeah, because then people would then look back at what you showed and said, "Oh, wait a minute. I mean, I don't like that you just raised the price for this $20, but I don't want to miss out on X game that is going to be a paid game and is not free, and I'm going to have to pay for that."
Right.
You know, yeah, so I think if that is the case, there's another showcase, and in that other showcase, they're going to be showing you exactly why you need to have PS Plus. Stupid move on their part for doing this before then.
Right.
Because you don't have any of that perceived value right now. So why? And furthermore, I think it's kind of scumbaggery to force cloud saves into the bottom tier, and then even more scumbaggery that with PS4 you can offload your game saves, but for PS5, in order to do that, you got to basically clone your entire internal storage, which is kind of pointless. Because if you uninstall the game, if you got to reinstall that internal storage to get that game save back, all the games that you played and all the storage that you had after you uninstalled that game is gone too. So it's just like, why? It's not a good option. They should allow people, if you're going to keep, you got to do one or the other. You can't do both. If you're going to keep cloud saves locked to your base tier for your subscription service, you got to give people the option to offload their game saves on an external USB. If you're not going to do that, you need to make cloud saves free. Pick one. Right. Because having both like that is jacked up. So that's just my thoughts on it. Anything else you got to say, man?
Nope, I agree. I just think, like I said, my biggest thing is don't like paying for something that much more that I'm not getting anything of value from it. If it was, it's different on Xbox because we play, like you played the majority of your games on PC. I played the majority of my games on Xbox when it comes to the multiplayer. So that's kind of where I see even more value by just having Xbox Live, because I play those games over there. I play PlayStation for single player, and if I was to play Destiny over there, and I used to play Destiny over there, so that's why I did have PlayStation Plus, just to be able to play that game over there with people. I just don't see the benefit, and like I said, it's going to be a lot of people that's going to stick with it because they do play the majority of all their games on PlayStation, and that's a huge ecosystem of people. But I think in general, it just comes down to like, hey, I won't get mad. I'm not going to get mad or complain about anybody else that decides that they want to support this, because it's subjective. If if you got the money to do it and you don't mind it, it's fine. It's not a big deal. I just feel like, it's nothing wrong with speaking your opinion, but don't get mad at people for having an opinion that's different from yours, because they may be in a completely different situation than you are. So other than that, that's it, man. But PlayStation know they wrong for that. They definitely didn't need to do that.
Right. So I wanted to show this. I was showing this before you finally got back in. PlayStation Portal came out. Well, I mean, it's not out. I'm sorry. It's available to pre-order today. They announced that today. If that was to kind of try to get some of the mind share on social media back away from Starfield, this ain't the one. But PlayStation Portal is $200. I think the price ain't bad. I don't really care for the design, but it's just it's a remote play device for your PlayStation 5. It's still available on PlayStation Direct, which is the only current store that you can buy it from. So it hasn't sold out yet. But even they do have a one limit of one account per order. So there is that. So that kind of, you know, cuts down on scalpers buying a whole bunch of them. But as it looks right now, like this isn't selling like, say, the Spider-Man 2 PlayStation plates. Like those sold out in seconds. Before people could even, you know, finish their order, it was gone. I think the controller took a while to get done, but that one, let me double check. That one might not be sold out. Spider-Man 2. Yeah, all this stuff is unavailable. So even the system is unavailable, which is also the reason why I think they limited the number of plates, covers, so that like if people really, really wanted this, well, you're gonna have to go get that. You know, it and whatever, like all this stuff is sold out. But I mean, I can't remember. I can't remember if it took a couple of days for the controller and the system to go, but the plates went like super fast. But what do you think about the Portal still being available? You think it's
I knew this thing was I knew it was gonna be available. Ain't nobody looking for this. Ain't nobody looking for this. Like, there's not enough people. Like, let me ask you this: did the VR sell out? Did it sell out day one when it was available on the PlayStation Direct store?
That's it. Would be a PSVR 2?
Yeah.
I think it sold. I don't think it sold out immediately. I think it may have been like a day or two. They may have stopped doing pre-orders by then, or maybe it was finished by like a day. Right. But so I don't think it's gotten to the point where the Portal is still available at longer than the PSVR 2 was. But
okay, so my biggest thing is, I think for the most part, the people that this is like geared towards, or, you know, push towards, is like people that have other ways of doing remote play. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, think about the things that sell out instantly on the PlayStation Direct store. PlayStation 5, you got to have one to use the console. The Spider-Man plates, it's a $60 item that you got to have a PlayStation 5 for. That is one of the most iconic characters in, you know, superhero history. Of course it's going to sell out. Right. You know, even a PSVR is something that you got to have a PlayStation, but it's also something that you can use to actually play games and enhance your experience on the PlayStation 5 itself. Mm-hmm. This is something, there's no replacing that when it comes to the PlayStation ecosystem. This is something, yes, it's PlayStation branded. It probably works the best when it comes to remote play for your PlayStation, but guess what? I can remote play on my cell phone. You can remote play from your PlayStation 4, from your PlayStation 5.
You can remote play from other handheld devices. I can find out today you can remote play on PlayStation from the Logitech G Cloud handheld.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one actually has storage. I mean, it's essentially like an Android phone or tablet. Yeah. It's basically an Android tablet. But yeah,
this thing is,
you can remote play. Cool. You can do remote PS remote play. You can do GeForce Now and xCloud from the Logitech device and other devices like that. So in this market, like, I understand why they made it $200, because other devices that are more expensive are doing way more than this. But if you want sound that isn't coming from your TV, which, depending on your usage, if you're outside the house or your kids are using the TV, and that's why you're on the Portal in the first place, you may not have access to that sound anyway. You got two options. You can take some earphones, some old school earphones, and plug it into the 3.5 millimeter port, or you could get the earbuds that I'm getting anyway. I'm getting the earbuds. I'm buying them earbuds, but no,
I
like
know you want them.
You can get the earbuds and you would get sound that way, and then now your price has gone up to $400. Now you're in the territory of like I said, the Logitech G Cloud and other devices of that category. And again, they are doing far more than what this device is doing. So if I can get another handheld, do a bunch of other things in addition to playing games through PS Remote Play, in addition to having GeForce Now and all this other stuff, why do I need this? Like, I could just do all that. I could have another device that does all that stuff too, and then some. And it will connect. It has Bluetooth to connect to any device I choose.
Yeah,
so,
I have the Backbone, which is I have that. It's $100, and I can use whatever phone I want to use with it. And guess what? That thing gives me the same functionality as this PlayStation Portal does. Yeah, for $100 less.
I've been kind of on the fence. The Backbone is iPhone, right?
It's no, iPhone and Android.
But the input is different. The input for
there's
different versions. There's a different version. Okay.
There's a black and a white one. The white one is Android. I mean, is iPhone. The black one is Android.
Yeah, I've had my eye on the one for iPhone for a minute, but I haven't pulled the trigger. I don't do enough of that kind of the need for that. In order to justify the $100 price tag for the Backbone. But I don't know if it ever dropped down on sale. You know how I am. I just buy stuff.
I got it on sale when it was only $60. So I definitely.
Oh yeah, if I saw it for $60, I'm buying it. I wouldn't have bought it at $100. It definitely wouldn't have happened at that price. But that's the thing. That's why this thing is still sitting there, because there's peripherals out there that allow you to do the same thing or more
on a better. And that's the thing, on a better screen.
Well, I don't know, but look, I can't say it's a better screen. This screen looks pretty good.
No, it's 1080. It's a 1080p screen, 60 frames per second. Your iPhone right now.
This is a 60 hertz screen.
Yeah, that's a 60 hertz screen. Didn't they say 60 or is it 120? Is it 60 or 120? I think they said 60.
Let me find. I don't think. Nope. Wait, it just says 8-inch HD screen here. I don't see where it says the kind of screen this is. I'm gonna have to look it up. Or so if someone, Miles in the chat says it's 1080, it's 1080p 60 FPS. So if they're saying 60 FPS, this likely is 60 hertz monitor.
Yeah, it's 60 hertz monitor. And guess what? That Backbone. Mm-hmm. Whatever screen you put on it is going to work. True.
And if you got a phone that does 120 hertz, then and not too many phones that do that now. But if you do have that, then you're going to get. But it's a smaller screen, so you don't even need. Like, the smaller the screen, the less resolution you actually need. Like, you could go down to 720p on like a non-max version of the iPhone, or a I forgot what they call it for the Samsung phones, the bigger version. But like, you could do 720p on
the Notes.
Yeah, well, not the Notes, but the bigger version of the S.
Ultras.
Oh, there you go. So like, you could do 720p on the regular version of those phones, because the screen is so small. You don't need the extra pixels.
Now,
you don't need it. But go ahead.
No, I was gonna say this is the thing though, and Kofi was the one that mentioned this. If you made this a true companion app to the PlayStation and made it so you could connect it like a controller, then I could say, okay, maybe I would be more interested in it, because
you mean so kind of like the Wii U tablet?
Exactly.
So like you could use it on your PS5, and then let's say you're playing Ghost of Tsushima, and on the actual screen of the Portal, it's like it's got the map of the area.
It's got the map, or it's got
and on the screen you're playing
and everything.
Right, and you can just kind of, or if you're playing the First Descendant, which I can't wait to play next month. And you can always have your inventory or your build up, and you can just switch weapons and whatnot through the screen. Meanwhile, you're playing the game, and it's just like seamless. That would be cool. But
yeah, I don't know if I would still spend $200 on it, but I think that. But
here's the other limited use of that though, because, and we see this all the time. Like, for example, Atlas Fallen just came out.
Yeah.
Atlas Fallen doesn't have any haptic feedback or anything like that on PlayStation.
Yeah.
You can't expect third-party developers to do extra on platforms that they aren't really incentivized to do so.
Oh,
and
no,
they never do. They never do.
Well,
so when it comes to, but hold on, this is what I'm saying. When it comes to the Portal, for them to do something where the screen is like, if they made it a handheld or they gave some kind of functionality where it's just not just a handheld, but it's an actual controller to the PS5 and the screen can be of some use. It's only going to be of some use for actual only first party single player games, because no one else is going to do that. No one else is going to do that stuff.
And guess what, Slow-Mo? That controller would be my first party controller. I would literally have it. So whenever a first party game came out that took advantage of it, I would do it. And that's the thing. A lot of people, there's people that buy consoles. Like, I bought my console for God of War. Really the only care I cared about. $500. People do that all the time. They'll buy a peripheral for something that they only are going to use for one or two things, and then they won't use it again until that one or two things comes back around or something new comes out. There is a market out there for people, because let's be for real, this is the thing. I think Nintendo had a really good idea with the Wii U. They just had a terrible marketing campaign on telling people it was a new system, because I think having a second screen experience where you did have the ability to be able to manage your inventory. If somebody was watching the TV, you could seamlessly it was linked to your system, and you could play it directly on the screen anywhere in your house. I think there was a selling point to that. But I think that selling point has been ruined because the Wii U did horrible. And it did horrible because they didn't market it correctly. They had people thinking it was an add-on or an attachment to the Wii that everybody already had, and people were like, "Well, I'm not." Well,
they should have just never called it the Wii U in the first place. If you ask me,
and that's what I'm saying. They should have
even if they would have had a good way of explaining it. You gotta understand that a lot of people are dumb. That's one, and then two, a lot of people aren't going to catch your explanation. So just don't name a product like this. The new Nintendo hardware they're coming out next year, that thing better be called like the Super Nintendo Pro, or the like, if you put Switch in there, you better have a number behind it, like Switch 2, so that people know this isn't the Switch.
I think that might be the name of it.
What, the Switch 2?
Switch 2. It actually flows pretty well. Switch 2.
It does, but it's Nintendo, man. You never. That's
what they should name it. Switch 2, but no. But that's what I think. I just think in general that it ultimately just comes down to that, and who knows what they'll do. But I like the way it looks. It's not a horrible looking thing. I just think the functionality of what it should be isn't what it needs to be for people to like. It's like, what is the extra thing that it does? Because the main benefit of this is just to say that I got a first party handheld that can do remote play, but I can do remote play on 1,000 different devices. That's the only benefit of this.
Yeah. As you see, I switched the screen to some Warframe gameplay.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to discuss that in a moment. I saw a lot of the chat talking about the unfortunate circumstances of a developer that got closed down. So if we recall, earlier in the year, we heard about Embracer Group having a deal that fell through, and apparently it was with the Saudi-led game company, Saudi Arabian-led game company. I forgot the name of it, but they got a lot of money and they've been kind of throwing it around, and they were in talks with Embracer for like a infusion of $2 billion in investment. That it looked like Embracer was definitely needing that investment in order to kind of keep things going as they were. And as we've seen with Embracer, they've done a ton of buying of things, and not everything that they bought, I would say, is worth the value of the things that they paid it for. That said, deal falls through, and unfortunately, they said it back then that they would have to undergo some restructuring, aka layoffs, within all of their studios. And it's like Volition, which developed Saints Row, the Saints Row reboot that bombed in really, really spectacular fashion, has been shut down. Now, the last time I had heard about Volition is that I heard they were folded into Gearbox as a subsidiary studio or a support studio under Gearbox, and apparently I guess that's just not going to happen now. And as well as Gearbox Publishing was announced today to have some layoffs as well. So yes, fortunate to hear that all these developers are. I don't know how big of a studio Volition is, but it's unfortunate that these people are looking for a job. Hopefully they find something soon, and that the talented folks there can actually get somewhere where, decisions that they make for a game, or decisions that the community of the game actually want, and not just some lead director thinking they know what is good for the game when no one else wants it but them. Anyway, any thoughts on this, Forte?
Man, it's just unfortunate, as we always say, and man, it's so hard for, it's so many games that come out. It's kind of hard to stay relevant all the time. And I think a lot of people don't really understand how hard that really is. But for the most part, I mean, what do you think the next step for something like for them is on that?
I think they're going to continue to keep quote unquote restructuring. I feel bad for a lot of the studios that were acquired by Embracer, and what seems to be at this point now really irresponsible spending. And what may happen, some of these studios are like, I play their games, like we talked about Gearbox earlier, and Gearbox seems to be in a very much of a crossroads of whether they're going to ever kind of show that they can make a game like Borderlands 2 again, or are they going to keep giving us Tiny Tina's Wonderland, right?
Right.
And they're dealing with some layoffs as well. I mean, what does this mean for the IP that they have? They own a lot of IP.
They
like
do,
a ton of IP.
Well, yeah, that's the biggest thing I was thinking, because what's going to happen with this IP? Like, are they going to do like a mass, sale of a lot of their different, their publisher? Gearbox is a publisher too, but are they going to do like a mass sale of the developers and some of their publishers, or are they going to auction off some of the games, because the games themselves might have more value than the publishers themselves do, or the developers they do?
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm really worried about the most, because if you get to the point where you're just going to auction the games off instead of the developers, because let's be for real, I don't think Gearbox is what Gearbox was when they made Borderlands 2. Yes,
I agree. They're not the same studio.
They're not the same studio. Randy Pitchford's still there, but Randy Pitchford's he's an ass, and no one really gives a crap about him. But for the most part, it just ultimately comes down to what is going to happen with these ICs. Like Digital Extreme is like, they're, as much as I haven't played Warframe in forever, that was I was happy for them when they got picked up by Embracer, because I felt like it would allow them to.
Digital Streams wasn't acquired by Embracer. Digital Streams was actually acquired by Tencent.
By Tencent, yeah, that's right,
yeah.
Tencent.
Now, initially, I didn't like that, because Tencent has bought companies, and this was the case. Splash Damage, remember them? Splash Damage and Digital Extremes were owned by a Chinese corporation. I can't remember the name. It was something Technologies. I can't remember the name of the Chinese company, but Tencent bought that Chinese company specifically because they wanted Digital Extreme and they wanted Splash Damage. Now, Sony actually was about to acquire them, And I was all for that. I was like, cause Sony,
I remember that.
Sony, would definitely give Digital Extremes the budget that they needed to really help Warframe sing. Tencent would do that too if they believe in what you're doing, and the way Warframe is period is it's very much community driven, and they could charge more money, but they don't. And I just didn't see Tencent supporting them, but apparently they've created a whole separate studio that is now making Soulframe, which I think some people have seen. It looks pretty good. And
really good.
And Warframe has the support that it needs to start making the kind of content that they wanted to. And I guess we could transition to that now, because the reason why I was showing this gameplay is that Warframe had Tennocon this since we've last had the podcast, and at Tennocon they finally announced cross save, so that if you were playing the game on Xbox like myself back when you first started playing it, like I don't know, 2015, 2016.
Well, when it finally hit Xbox, because it was PlayStation exclusive for a while.
Yeah. Thank you, Miles. They bought them from Layao Studio Technologies. That's what it was called. That was the name of the company that Tencent bought. But Tencent bought that company specifically to just get splash damage and digital streams. That company owned other studios too. I don't know what happened to them, but that's what happens with Tencent. Tencent will buy a company that owns like 5 studios just to get their hands on one, and the other ones they may just straight close them down right off the break, or they'll just die out slowly. And so whatever games they may have been maintaining or working on can end up just being nothing. And so like that's what I was concerned with, but turns out they actually believe in what Digital Extremes is doing, and it's good. Anyway, if you have played Warframe and you have since, like myself, gone to a different platform where you want to play the game, where it will look absolutely amazing, like on PC, then now you will be able to do that before the year is out. And they're doing this because they're kind of pushing it, because they're launching Warframe on mobile next year, and they know nobody's going to play it on mobile if they have to start over. Because Warframe is literally like, unlike Destiny, where they shelf content, they vault content. Warframe doesn't do that. If you start from the beginning and go all the way to their last expansion, it probably take you over a year to do all that stuff. It's that much content that's involved, and no one wants to start that over again. So of course they're trying to make sure cross save is working. So just wanted to show that. Are you coming back, Forte? Forte? Did I lose Forte?
No, I'm here.
Are you coming back to Warframe, man? You gonna come back to Warframe with me?
Well, because I need to play all the story content, because I've never played any of it.
Well, yeah, man. Look, when that cross save comes through, I'm anticipating it'll probably be October or November when it comes through. So where's most of your
gameplay at? Is it mostly on Xbox?
Yeah. This gameplay you're seeing right now is actually off of an Xbox.
What mastery level are you?
I'm 16.
Okay, I think I'm 15, and I haven't played in 7 years.
Yeah, I don't play it as much. I would be max mastery level if I still played it as often as I used to.
What is max, 30?
Yeah, I think last time I played it was like 24. I think it might be 30 now. But yeah, and if you've never played Warframe before, like, Warframe's a really good looter. It's just it's got some stuff that people don't jive with. Like, for example, I played a little bit of it earlier this week, and I was running some of the Void Fissure missions. You know what I'm talking about, Forte, where you basically, so how you get gear is you do these missions and you get like these shells, and then and how you complete objectives within the mission allows you to crack the shell open, and then what comes out of that shell is gear. But it'd be like parts of a Warframe. So when you make your Warframes, you gotta actually like.
Is it 3 days still?
It's like 2 now.
Is it 2 days for the part?
Yeah. Well, it's one part. You have to build the parts inside your ship, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying it for those who don't know. And building each part is like takes 12 hours, or you could spend actual platinum to make it immediate, which is how they make money, because it's a free to play game and even their expansions are free. And or you could do the fashion frame, because like the paid like cost, like the cosmetic stuff looks amazing and looks better than the regular stuff in the game. You can pay for that too. But if you don't want to wait, it's immediate. You can pay for it. But if you do want, you can play it completely free. You can play everything completely free. But if you do that, you must have some time on your hands, because building 12 hours to build each part, and then when you put it all together with the blueprint would take another additional 2 days. So it's just things like that people, I think that's the biggest thing that people check out on Warframe about. But I mean, it's a good game. It's a good game. Any thoughts on this, Forte, before we move on?
Man, I'm definitely going to jump into this game. I'm looking at the platinum packs that they have, and I remember spending all this money before. I'm looking at the Prime Access right now, which is Wasp. I don't have that Warframe. There's a really sweet Frost one that's in here right now. This Nova one looks amazing. Oh my god. Warframe's amazing, though. It like people.
Forte, I will warn you now, because you are a reformed Destiny crackhead. No. You get deep in Warframe, you might not come out. You might not recover.
Listen, man.
It is. It is more to do than Destiny, I believe.
Oh, I know it is. I'm looking at my Steam account right now, and because my gameplay, like most played, is through Steam for Warframe.
Then you can get started now, and then you don't even have to wait for the cross save. You can just reinstall it and go. Another great thing about them is that they update their game engine every 3 years. So they'll give their game a visual facelift, like to keep things current and looking good very quickly. But my bad, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, because my to this day, my most played games on Steam, 1,937 hours on Destiny, 1,245 hours on Warframe. So Warframe, there's a lot of time put into that game. So
whenever you're ready to come back, you let me know, man. We can do this.
It's a lot of time. 1,200 hours.
Well, after I get my Xbox account on PC, then we can do this.
Oh yeah. Well, no, I can. Yeah, because that's the thing. Because that's the only thing that sucks about it. Because I did the migration account to my Xbox, so I have my same account on Xbox.
Yeah, but they stopped that years ago, so you can't. You can't do. Yeah. Hey, this current footage, this of Halo footage, is from last night.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Me and Taz playing when you ditched us, man.
I sure did. I went deafened while y'all were playing it, and I was watching Suits on Netflix. I was like, I'm not playing Halo.
Oh my god. You gotta play Halo with us again, man. You gotta come back. Yeah.
How long did y'all play for? I saw y'all were in there for a while.
Probably to like 1 a.m, close to 1 a.m. You know, we was getting it in. This match here is a bit it was wrong. It was wrong, man. This map is prime time for me sniping, and I was having some fun with that.
That's what's up.
No, we can go ahead and get out of here. Do the outros. Anything you want to say before we start the outro stuff? Anything that you think we need to address or anything like that?
No, man, just have fun, man. Have fun playing games. You know, if you're into, you know, Starfield, hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy the back and forth that's going on in the community. If you're looking forward to another game that's coming out, that's cool too. Just have fun this weekend. Honestly, this is by far the best year in gaming in a long time. Like last year was kind of mediocre. I mean, it wasn't mediocre, but it wasn't nowhere near as good as this year. And I'm just happy to finally be able to start talking about games and just having fun playing them. So that's all. Just, enjoy the games you're playing and, have fun with it. That's it.
Big facts. Yeah, man. And don't let reviews get to you. I see people losing their mind because one game media source gave it a 7 out of 10. It ain't that serious, bro. If the game is a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 to you, that's all that matters. So, yeah. All right. Forte, let people know. Are you? No, I'm gonna do you how you used to do me. Forte, when you dropping a video, you didn't drop the video in a long time. How about that? How about you drop a video sometime?
Actually, I'm dropping a video. You know what? Just because you mentioned that, I'm gonna drop a video this week. I'm gonna drop an impressions on Starfield. Probably I'm gonna play over the weekend. So by Monday, it's not gonna be no full review. It's gonna probably be just my opening impressions of Starfield. So I'm gonna definitely get a video out about that before everybody else gets to start playing it on Wednesday next week. Outside of that, just playing games. That's it. But yeah, Slomo, there will be a video out, and there will be another thing that I'm doing this weekend, which is tomorrow, going to the post office and shipping these games out, so Deli don't get a system out of me.
I still the poll, the community does not believe you, Forte. 69. I'm in the poll here then, right now that you said that 69% of the community believes that you will continue to be lazy. You will forget or just be too lazy to go to the post office, and you will owe Agent Deli a Xbox Series S.
The funny thing is that means 10 of those 42 people believe I'm gonna do it.
10 delusional people out here.
10 people, 10 to 11 people believe it's gonna happen out of that 42 for that vote to be what it was. So I appreciate those 10 people. Well, 9 people, because one of them were me.
Yes, definitely less than that.
One was me.
And you're like 3 other sock accounts, so it's like really 6.
No, I didn't log into the other ones. I've done that before just to make a matter of fact. When we did the poll about is slow-mo mean, I logged into every last one of my polls,
and you still lost.
Channel.
And
no,
you still it came out. It came out that said I wasn't mean.
No, it didn't. That thing said you were.
No, ask Luca. It said I wasn't mean. I won. Or go back to the episode itself.
How much you want to bet?
I ain't betting you nothing.
Why not?
Because if I win, you ain't going to fulfill the bet, Mister.
I'll fulfill the bet with you.
Oh, whatever.
Bet 10,000 Fortnite V-Bucks.
Fortnite do you know what 10,000 Fortnite V-Bucks is?
I mean, not 10,000, 1,000 V-Bucks. Not 10,000, 1,000.
That's like 10. That's like $10.
Yeah, better battle pass on it.
I'm actually not 100% certain.
Matter of fact, this will do. I will play Fortnite with you if you buy if you lose, you got to buy a skin of my choosing for me.
And gift it to. All right, that's fine.
And gift me.
Okay.
And if I lose, and if I lost, I'll gift you a skin of your choosing.
Ain't no skins in the store I want. No, that's fine. It's fine. No, they got all the Marvel stuff in there right now.
Oh, I need to log in there and see what they got. I haven't looked at it recently.
No. Arcade said no. You lose, Slow-Mo. Remember, you said Luca. I said Luca influenced the Twitter poll. We're talking about the poll that was on Scumcast that week, because she ran a poll.
You lost.
I won the one on Scumcast.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You didn't.
I won one of these polls, man.
No, you didn't.
I won some of. Look, I'm a nice guy. I am, and people know that. And I won one of these. I'm telling you, I won one of these polls, and I think it was the one on Scumcast. Actually, I am. No. Ooh, you gonna owe me. I remember it specifically because I remember Luca had made me mad. She was trying to make me mad the entire show. She kept messing with me, trying to make me go off, but I wouldn't. And then at the end, she was all like, "Hey, look, Slow-Mo, I ended the poll. Looks like you won." And I was just like, because I was mad.
No, you didn't.
You know what? We going. after the show, I'm gonna show my screen in Discord, and you gonna owe me a skin, okay?
I'm looking it up now, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna know this. I'm gonna know this before we even leave this show. Because you lost that.
I did on the no, the Twitter poll. Yes, I lost that because Luca influenced it. This on her show, I won it. Okay. I'm telling you, I won it.
Okay. This had to be. I think this was during the Baldur's Gate stream too.
The Boulder. What is Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate. I gotta find this poll.
The problem though is that, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to listen to it to see who won. Because they don't show poll results on replay.
They don't?
I don't think so.
Oh yeah, I'm never gonna find this thing then.
No. Well, it's. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, maybe a month ago. It was sometime this summer. So
no, yeah. I know it was like within the last month.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Well, actually, all we gotta do is find the day that Luca put the poll up.
Just go on Twitter.
Yeah, I'll go find
it. Or when I, because her poll was in response to my poll, or she quote retweeted my poll.
We'll have
to manipulate it as usual.
We'll have an answer to this by next episode.
Yeah, you gonna give me my skin sooner than that.
No, because I'm gonna find it, and then I'm gonna put. Then we're gonna play it during next week's episode on DPS. So they say
how we can't play the game during.
No. We're gonna play the audio from Luca's stream when she says you lost.
Oh no, I didn't lose, and I want my skin before the next stream is what I'm saying.
Well, you'll get it before the next stream.
Because we got guests. Next week we could be talking about Starfield impressions and a bunch of whatever else tomfoolery occurs this week.
That's true.
Throughout the next week, and then we got 2 guests coming on. Wait, is it 2? No, 3 guests. We gotta have a full panel because we don't do more than 5. So we're gonna have a full panel of people here next week that I'm not going to announce, because whenever I make an announcement, somebody's dog dies or cat gets run over by a tractor trailer, or they break their leg, or they catch Ebola, and it's just they can't make it. So
what Digital Extreme should do? Digital Extreme should partner with Epic and put some Warframes inside of Forte.
Hey, what happens to your screen?
What you mean? What happened? Did it go down
on the DPS channel?
What the heck is that? Shouldn't have did that.
What in the world am I looking at? All right, we're gonna get about here. For myself, if you like my everything to know about the First Descendant video, good news for you, because I'm going to focus a lot of content on that game, because I can see myself really getting into and playing that a whole lot. So I might have another video about First Descendant out next week, but for sure when the open beta starts September 19th, I will be there for that. I will be playing that probably exclusively, and I'll have a lot of content going forward for that. And in addition to probably doing another lunchtime with slow-mo either tomorrow or Monday, so look out for that as well. Great show, guys. We had a good time. Shout out to you guys. I want to do our channel members.
Channel members.
And
let me pull up the amazing people that support us.
I want to shout out to Erodimus, Leon Warfield, Vay Babe, Donnell Brown, Dragonheart Yobi, Enrique Hargichini, Truth Serum, Ramon Terrell, Homie One Kenobi, Gaming Forte, Corey Hale, Stardust Acero, and that guy Smitty. We appreciate you guys, especially Trevor Birdsong. We got a celebrity in the house, man. Trevor Birdsong is one of a kind actor. You only one in his generation. It's like that.
I really want to change his name. You know what? We should. I really want to change his name. I wish you had the ability to change Mod's name.
Forte, didn't I tell you stop? Don't run streams when you're on the PC that you're doing the DPS channel.
I'm not running a stream.
They said there's a football game on in the background.
No, there's not.
You always pause and say no, there's not when you just turn something off.
No, I'm looking at Discord. I'm looking at what's the name of this? OBS, and it has the stream up for what we're watching. Okay,
so you ain't got nothing else running on that. So if I go pull it up right now, and am I going to hear us, or I'm going to hear like 3rd and 10 on the 40-yard line?
You're not going to hear no. How can you can't even hear anything else because it's coming through the YouTube browser.
So you calling Miles a liar?
What did Miles say?
He said there's what sounds like a football game on in the background.
There can't be a football game on in the background.
I hear a football game on in the background, Forte.
I don't hear a football. There is a football game on?
And you just turned it off. Thank you, Miles. Thank you.
That just happened. Okay. That was
even with all you had like 20 errors going on last week when you were hosting. How long was the football game going on? I wonder.
It was on ESPN, so
didn't we talk about this? I know we talked about this, right?
Slow-mo?
Yes.
Nothing.
But I'm just saying. Didn't we talk like don't have anything else running on the PC that's doing the stream so that to make sure this doesn't happen. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. About an hour and a half.
No.
Cool.
No way.
You just private the video on DPS. All right. Anyway, let's get out of here. Appreciate you guys for coming through. I apologize for the DPS fiasco. When we upload it to the various other podcasts and stuff like Spotify and iTunes, it will be the it won't have ESPN commercials and whatnot going on in the background. So hope you guys take care. We're out. See you guys next week. Peace.
Wait, I gotta give my channel members.
Go ahead, Forte.
Everybody that Slow-mo said earlier, shout out to you guys. Basement Radio, Arcade Podcast, Donnell Brown, Erodimus, Dragonheart Yobi, Stardust Cicero, Ramon Terrell, Hargy Chini, Corey Hale, DJ Oris, That Guy Smitty, and the homie, the man, the myth, the legend, the man of many slaps, the man that I love dearly, and the man that is a pillar of this community and an amazing father.
Oh my God!
What husband?
What are you doing?
Husband,
you trying to make up for
best friend.
Here we go. This is, you do this all the time. You do this all the time.
I'm doing my thing. I'm doing my outro. Best friend and the most amazing friend a content creator and brother can ever have. He is the light-skinned assassin, and I love him dearly. Slow-mo backslap. I appreciate all of you. Wow. I appreciate all of you guys, and like I said, I really appreciate Slow-mo. You know, for schooling me of the ways of the gun. Best first person shooter in the community, way better than me. Can't even hold a candle to him, and I appreciate it. So just to let you guys know, it's been a pleasure. I can't wait to do this again with you guys next week. And once again, Slow-mo is my daddy when it comes.
Oh,
to
wait, all right. We're definitely all right. This is over. Good night. See you guys later.
What did he say? Arena.
Eyes of Guardian.
Wipe yourself off, man. You did.